I'm not looking.
Well, you
Right.
better.
Actually, I appreciate it when Steve's not looking. I'd rather he look at us.
Why?
So is it going? There we go.
Is it going?
Actually, I appreciate it. Let me pause that stuff.
Let me pop that stuff.
Are we on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a second.
Virtual likes that.
Oh, that was great. Timmy was a boat, only no boat, just a hole in the water.
Shouldn't be. That's
Because that's what a boat is a hole in the water where you throw money.
Oh, I missed that. That was funny.
let's try that again. There we go.
Yay!
That don't look like a boat.
Don't look like a boat.
Oh.
That's a biceratops.
Something like that.
So you're bi? Biceratops?
What's the matter with you two?
Nothing.
It's an all or nothingosaurus.
Okay.
I feel like I want to turn into Captain Marvel. Shazam!
There you go.
I thought you had to say Shazam.
Oh, that's right. It's Shazam!
Oh, he's wearing the goober hat.
Yeah, if I... There we go. Now I can do it right.
No, you need the hat that has a little, like, crinkly shit that goes around because he had that all the time.
Oh. I wish this stayed up like that. It looked kind of...
No, it doesn't. It looks stupid.
Rizzo had that on MASH.
I like it when your hat's kind of up, the bill's up a little bit.
I like when it's not in the picture.
Not that high.
Oh, I'm going to show it to you once.
Oh,
First time
disgusting.
I went to a barber today, and this is the closest buzz cut I've ever gotten in my entire life. You ready?
Like a baby's butt.
It's the same as Ellie.
You got a great head. What are you worried about?
It's Joey that wasn't it.
She gave me a great head job. I mean, she shaved my head and everything.
That's pretty good, Steve. You ought to be proud of your head because
Yeah.
a lot of people have like squished heads, or they've got birthmarks, or they've got weird stuff going on.
Well, I don't know. I mentioned this before. I told Vicky. I said I have a weird shaped head. It's
You do
like
not.
somebody. No, it's like somebody put my head in a vice and you know.
No, I've
Especially
seen
for
heads like that.
My profile, see, is
You got an ordinary fucking normal.
because
You've got a
most people in
perfect
the back
model
of their-
head, Steve. I think there's.
Oh,
I bet there's millions of bald people who would love to have a head shaped like you. That's this is getting gross.
Yeah, everybody would love to have the head I have. Oh my. So what do you think of my new background, fellas?
I don't like AI, but whatever you.
Oh, for the love of God.
It looks
Would you
like
rather have the
it looks like most AI. It looks like it's overgrown with mildew, and they painted the mildew with spray paint.
There's just no pleasing you.
I just like that it's bigger than my damn room where I live.
Nobody noticed the cat over here, though, did they?
Yeah. Oh, it's over there?
Where is it? It's on the. Oh, it's right on the couch there somewhere.
Only has 8 toes on 1 foot.
Oh, it's an alien cat. That's a. I always
Well, that
liked
was
Christine when I read about it.
Hemingway. He had this bar in the Florida Keys, and the bar is like full of these cats, and every damn one of them has 6 toes on each foot.
Oh,
Did we?
nice.
Did we?
What? What?
It's like the zoom kind of it went weird on our squares in OBS. So I have no.
There's that better?
No, it's not your end. It's just a.
No, I'm just saying
Or
the
you just-
background.
yeah, you were just moving it around. Yes, I'm seeing that you're moving it around.
Okay, I think that's.
If Nev ever shows up, or Godshock, or Putt, or
What a bunch of
Colonel
deadbeats we got in
Sanders.
this gang. Good grief. If
I
we were like a
resemble
mafia
everyone.
gang or something like that, we'd never get anything done.
yeah.
And I'm still here, but Vicky just brought dinner, so
Yeah.
I'm going to eat and talk at the same time.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Excuse me.
Anyway,
So I am still here, and if anybody cares.
I don't. Well, yeah, I do. I'd rather you be here than not.
Love you too.
Uh,
Excuse me.
so I
You did. Go ahead. Make something up. Quick, hurry.
no, I don't want to.
What'd you think of the morning show this morning? I played the Terry Cotton event this morning. It was funny.
Yeah, I'd heard that you played that a lot, and then I have it on the Fun Hour, one of the Fun Hours, and I heard it recently. So
Oh, well, fine.
there's a part two, a second time I got caught in an event.
Oh. I gotta find that.
It was and I've got it's a clip because it's in one of my Fun Hours as well, and it has something to do with it's one of those mailbag stunts that they wanted me to do.
Ah.
Oh. Well.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. That reminds me of what happened to Neb. Now, every time I'm late, he's here, and I was here early before the show. He just knows I was here and not want to come.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him since we were trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the BabbleGab YouTube shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you created that YouTube channel just as a standalone?
I think I created the BabbleGab channel, didn't I?
We're not talking about BabbleGab. We're talking about Brilliant Garbage. Did I say?
Yeah,
Brilliant
if I
Brilliant
said
Garbage.
BabbleGab, then I'm sorry. Yeah, we're.
I always get the two mixed up.
I did. Well, no. This is 2013. YouTube was a whole different thing back then. I don't even think you could have different people in the same channel.
But
Because I think Steve made BabbleGab and made me an admin, and I'm sure made Timmy an admin.
Yeah, we're all admins on BabbleGab, but
So
it'd
if
be
worse comes
wonderful
to
if
worse
it'd be wonderful if one of you were admins on Brilliant Garbage.
I checked.
I kind of thought that it would make sense that one of you were.
yeah.
I mean, they want a phone number. I don't even know what it is anymore.
But the problem is, I mean, people. I mean, not so much in the age of cell phones, but people do change their phone numbers.
Oh, get this. Remember those Zat chats or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
I had the Zat chat for the morning show, and apparently it went by IP address because I moved to a different house or something, and I couldn't get back in it because it didn't recognize the IP address.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what a bunch of shit, you know?
it's just frustrating because they have like no help desk unless like you're a partner.
Yeah.
So like Transforama, I could at least have a chance of talking to or communicating with someone.
Can you imagine if there was a YouTube, help desk? I mean, they would be just swamped.
Well, every other company does.
Yeah.
So what? AT&T's got a help desk. They're
Just hire a
swamped,
bunch of,
but at
there
least
go,
you know
hire
they're
a bunch of
they
operators.
did a thing where that I had to give them my number for them to call me back, and it was like my appointment, and it was the next day they call me back.
Wow.
And then they called me back and hung up on me. So then I called them back and said, I called AT&T and I'm like, yeah, I want to disconnect my service. And boy, they got me to
Oh, hell yeah.
they got me to an agent real quick, and they rectified the situation. Hi, Ray G. How are you? Cool pink dinosaur there.
Oh, yeah. See, this is why I don't shave my head.
Yeah,
that?
he would look like Bull from Night Court, only older. Not like
He
you're
does look
older
like
than
Bull.
Bull, but like an older picture. Like old. Never mind. How are you, Ray?
I already look like that. That's Tor Johnson. He's a great actor. He was in like every Ed Wood movie.
Tony does give that face a lot when he gets mad at us. Ray, you're evidently a Transforama watcher. Do you recognize me from one of my Transforama videos? None of the other guys said anything, but they might not have remembered. They're not Transforama fans, really. So
You look like mud with legs.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of a gold. He's like Tales of the Gold Monkey, except that it's a dinosaur.
I'm bronze.
Bronze Age prevert.
What do I think of your profile picture? Oh, let me see. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's no embiggener. If you click on it, it just says report or blog. I don't want to report him. I just want to see the damn picture, you stupid piece
You
of
gotta
shit.
do the control click on the thing and go to his actual profile and see the picture that way.
What picture?
Ray's
Your
profile
pic- yeah.
picture.
Oof.
Oh, it's cool. Cool looking dragon out in the desert. I like that. I'm gonna be doing more dragon transformations.
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Yeah, it's a cool looking dragon. But I think as a suggestion, if you want people to, it's hard to see it in the little thumbnail. You might want to zoom in on its face. It's like my Transforama. I've got my dragon, my self-portrait that I did in school. That's my profile picture for my YouTube Transforama, but I didn't do the whole picture, even though I'd have liked to, because you wouldn't be able to see it in the thumbnail, in the little circle. So I had to zoom in on it. Never mind.
I don't even
I
know
love
my
dragons
thumbnail.
too. One of my avatars here that I use is a dragon. I think last time I was on this channel 2 weeks ago, I did that. I was a dragon.
Ooh.
We can like, you were here. I'm going to be doing more dragon videos on this channel.
Cool.
Speaking of
I wanted to be
what?
I wanted to be a dragon. As close as I got was a drag queen. That was supposed to be a joke. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I thought that was you were just sharing a story.
With a humorous climax.
Humorous climax.
What did Spock say?
A story with a humorous climax.
Yeah, there we go.
Precious and few are the never mind. I think Climax was another one of those concocted like producer bands.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name that sang it?
Kirby, I think his name was.
Sir, Sonny Geraci.
Sonny Geraci. So why would Sonny Geraci be called Climax? I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a real band.
Well, there was a band called Climax Blues Band. Were they related?
Yeah.
Were they the same thing? Or
No, they're a different band. Climax Blues Band, Ooh, I Love You. Good song. The guitar player, the lead guitar player ended up being the lead guitar player for ELO Part 2.
Oh, right.
He's quite a whiz, but he's floofied.
I never quite took ELO Part 2 serious because it didn't have Jeff Lynne, did it?
No, but Jeff Lynne had lost all of his talent by then and became just Wilbury Jeff.
Oh.
And Part 2 basically took over with the ELO sound and writing. I loved ELO Part 2. I followed them around for a while and would like be front row every concert they did, and they did like a couple with a symphony orchestra and their original songs. Steve, you might like this. ELO 2. Look up. Can you write this down? I know you're eating. Their ELO Part 2's debut album. I suggest you hear it because it was produced by the guy that did metal hair bands in the 80s, and their album came out in 91, and it's got a naked woman on the cover with big giant boobs, and she's. So that's the album cover. You'll know it when you see it. And I loved it. I fell in love because I thought, ELO Part 2, because I heard about it. I'm like, what is this, like the new Monkees? Give me a break. And then I was in the record store and saw the album with the naked woman. I'm like, oh,
there you go.
There's that ELO one, because it was Bev Bevan's band now. And I'm like,
Smell the Glove.
Yeah, so I actually bought the CD, and I was just over the moon. I loved it. Just loved it. I played it to death. So I think you dig it, Steve.
I do have some ELO 2 on here. on the
2?
computer.
Do.
I just never.
You wish you could be a dragon, huh, Ray? I
Well,
think it'd
they
be
say
fun. I don't know if I'd
dragons
want to be a
only
dragon
have
all
to
the
go
time.
Now, would you want to be a dragon or a wyvern? I think being a dragon is probably more practical because you got arms. If you're a wyvern, you just have wings and legs.
Yeah, I actually did a Transforama. It was actually a comic strip of a wyvern, and it's actually the reason I no longer did commissions because some bitch stiffed me on the commission.
Ah.
So I was done doing commissions by then. Still
Here's
pisses
a
me off.
ELO Part 2 song called Every Night. I'm not going to
Oh,
play it, but
You don't have to play it, but maybe play it on your show. It's a good song. I think you'll like it. It really
Maybe
rocks.
put it
But
on.
you know what? Yeah, I just couldn't believe how they rocked, how good they were. And
do you remember the song? Do you know the song Every Night?
yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I know what you do every night, and I want you to do it to me.
So before I play it, I'll make sure you're listening because I know you turned it on.
I know I don't even do requests anymore because you always play it when I'm in a meeting or something. But you know what? It doesn't really matter because I just give requests basically for you guys to hear the song. I mean, shoot, this isn't 2008. All I have to do is go to my Spotify tab and type it in, and there it is. It doesn't matter. It's not like I need.
Well, the other day you said you had to go to a short meeting. And I said, but you're not short. Why the hell did they make you go to a short meeting?
Boom, boom.
That reminds me of when I gave a resume to a potential employer, and they he got back and said they were interested, and I said, well, thank you, and I said I'll talk to you, shorty. I forgot I took the L. I missed the L for shortly. Never mind.
Ah, okay.
My favorite dragon is Spyro. I remember Spyro, the purple dragon, on the video game. PlayStation video game, I think. I never had
My
it.
favorite.
But it was.
My favorite dinosaur is Barney.
Hey, Ange.
No, see, it was. Oh, goody, goody, that one I'm talking about. Barney's gonna get laid tonight. Oh, goody, goody.
It was just a little past my generation.
Oh, mine too.
Yeah.
The only reason I know is because my kids watched it.
Well, that's your first mistake is watching what your kids watch.
Well, they used to do that. I mean, like the most famous, I think, is SpongeBob. It's supposed to be a kid's show, but there's plenty of jokes in it for us old farts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ray said, do I know Porgy Cam? Try calling him short. I've never heard of that. I am very
They are short.
I am very pop culture illiterate.
Yeah.
Unless it's like 60s and 70s stuff. That's where if you notice, all of my videos, all of my Transforama, it takes place in the Apology on Tooniverse, which is the groovy era. It takes place a long time ago. That's why whenever they become a car or something, it's from that era.
Everyone knows
you're not going to turn somebody into a Taurus, man. You're not that cruel.
No, but you know what? There are such cool cars. Like I have been entertaining the fact of making them things from their future, like a Ferrari F40 or something. There are some cool cars that are. It would be a shame not to explore that.
I want to be have you transform me into a Pinto or something.
There you go.
A Pinto bean? That would be funny.
And it's like, oh shit! He bangs in from behind, and it flames everywhere.
You transfer me into a Pinto, thinking I'm going to become a Ferrari and something, and all you hear me go is, "Oh shit!" That sounded good in my head.
They're like Virginia.
Uh-huh.
I can picture. I can picture that Virginia that happening to her.
Oh yeah, Virginia being transformed. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It turns into one of those 60s hair dryers. Why, they don't use those anymore, and I always wonder why. Were they dangerous? Did they cook people's freaking
They still use them. I use them all the time whenever I have my hair done. My hair did.
Really? The
Yeah.
old with the spaceship thing,
Uh-huh.
with the bucket.
Yep.
Oh my
Well, I didn't think they
I haven't
use
seen
those
one in
anymore.
years.
Yeah, they use them. It's like when I get when they they bleach my hair and they're waiting for the bleach to work. They'll put me
Ah.
under one of those hair dryers.
How come you bleach your hair? What, you don't like the gray growing or something?
No, I just I like being teary,
Oh, okay.
and I
Well, I
kind of
like
grew
being
up
hoodoo.
blonde, and like a lot of boys do, we grew up blonde, and I just kind of never got over it. I kind of like being blonde.
Well, I like being hoodoo, but I'm not gonna dye my head green.
Well, you should.
You should.
Okay.
Yeah, if only transformations like that were possible. Well, at least in the Apology None-Tooniverse, or in the Transforama videos, they are.
Mhm.
That's what's cool about being a cartoon. People don't realize that they say, "Oh, did she die? Did she?" Blah, blah. I'm like, they're not really like they're not like in our flesh and blood world. It's manipulating pixels, so
Yeah.
it's easier to get away with. But even then,
I've
I have my
never been-
limits. I won't because I get like requests for like a stadium or a like the Queen Bee, that ship.
Yeah.
Those,
Queen Elizabeth.
those kind of things, and I'm like, no,
Queen Mary.
you know, a 115-pound woman or whatever. There's only so much you can really get away with, so
Yeah.
I kind of pictured, I kind of figured when Judy became that battleship, she was only like 100 or 200-foot battleship, not a giant one, and and I even said that she was pretty much hollow. She wouldn't have been able to function because how much could you get out of just one person? And
Well,
even if
I'm
I did
fat
do
enough
like
to get
a big Queen Mary thing or whatever, it's like, then where does it stop? Make someone into a mountain or a city or an asteroid or a planet. It's just like, come on, no, I like to have some limitations here.
Yeah.
Even Superman has limits.
Really?
Dragon
When he
potion
drunk.
appears, says Ray. Well, there we go. I've got a request of King. What was it? Who is it? King Dragon Boy that comes in here.
Oh yeah.
I think he wants Rob to become a dragon. So that's kind of on the list. Because I did do a poll, about making Rob into more things, and people said yes, but no.
Too bad you couldn't do a Wonder Twins thing where you can finally transform the guy into something really meaningful and then treat the girl like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I just kind of like to do my own characters though, because
Yeah.
or unless we did like a Brilliant Garbage thing. I think it would work better for a Brilliant Garbage skit.
Wouldn't that be a video for it to be understood though?
Not if we do it right. I mean, technically, you could say all of our Brilliant Garbage skits would have to be videos, but we.
Yeah.
Well, it's like theater of the mind. There's enough going on where you can see it in your head.
Yeah, and we
there's-
could have a little bit of exposition. Superman's like, "Well, you turned her into a fucking piece of shit." That's how Superman talks.
Chick.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
we would
new
have to have a Superman that talks like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, there's a new Superman movie coming out.
Oh God, not again.
I know. I think everybody's basically over this cape stuff. now.
It's time to put it to rest.
And Ray, it looks like Ray is a dragon now. You don't have wings though. I guess not all dragons have wings, like the Chinese dragons.
don't.
Do what?
Komodo dragons don't have wings. Komodo dragons don't have wings.
Yeah.
Dragonflies don't have. Well, they do too.
And those
they kinda
Chinese
do.
ones, they just kind of go down this blump, 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 blump. They don't have wings. I always wonder about them. It's like they call them dragons, but they're like completely different, like snakes.
What, the Chinese dragons?
Yeah. And they have firecrackers that come out of them.
Yeah, I kind of prefer the European dragons with the wings. Edna Mode, no capes. That was my favorite movie, The Incredibles. And then Incredibles 2 came out and I saw it and it was so bad that it like ruined the original for me and ruined every movie ever. And I just quit seeing movies after that period. That was what, 2018? And I haven't
Well,
gone
I'll
out of
tell
my
you-
way to see a movie since.
Along the same lines, I have not seen a Batman or Superman movie until I was disappointed with years ago the Batman versus Superman movie. That was trash.
Yeah, they really just, when Tim Burton's Batman came out and when Christopher
Oh, that
Reeve's
was good.
Superman came out, it was kind of a novelty. It was
Yeah.
something that was really interesting. And now it's just like, what, 20 superhero movies a year, and now they got this multiverse thing where none of them can really die. It's
Yeah.
so.
And now, how many Spider-Man movies? I'm sick of the Spider-Man,
Who knows?
I haven't seen a Spider-Man movie since, I don't
Tobey
know, it's been a
Maguire.
long time since probably.
Yeah, the first Tobey Maguire one I did see, and I actually stuck around for the end credits, and then they played the cartoon Spider-Man theme at the very end of the credits, just as a Easter egg, just for those who actually stick around to the end credits.
Cool.
I will be.
Hi,
I'll
Wendy
be
Lou.
back. I'll be back momentarily.
Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How you doing? I can't
Steve
forget,
has
we
left
have
the
a
phone.
watch party for my film this Saturday,
Ah.
and Wendy's going to be there, I think. Yeah, she's got to be there because she's going to make her famous dip that Ratchet taught her how to do.
Oh,
Really good. It's like cheese and I think sausage and different things. It's pretty cool.
cheese and
Really good.
onion.
Really good. Salivating right now.
Cheese and onions.
What are you kidding about, Ray? I missed it. How do you like my look, Wendy? Steve said I looked like mud with feet, but I didn't take it as an insult. Does that mean I need to make this brighter or lighten it up?
I don't know. It seems low res, but it might just be zoom.
Really?
Yeah, I see pixelating. Well, that's actually it's worse because I've got zoom up on my big screen, the 47 incher, which makes everything kind of look a little funky.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking at Zoom and I look
So-
okay there. Dang it.
Dang it!
I
Dang
had
it.
this habit of minimizing zoom and it screws up the picture in OBS.
Oh, okay,
It's just a
yeah.
habit. Fortunately, I just caught it right in time when I did it. She says her friend Alicia will be there Saturday. And also, I've got a friend from church and his wife is coming too. For those who don't know, I made a feature animated film. And it's in the film festival circuits now. And it's called I Want Her for Myself. And you can see the trailer on the Apology None YouTube channel. And it's got all of your favorite characters from the Transforama videos, which is the band Apology None. So Tracy and Terry are in it, and Rob. And there are some transformations in it, too, to appease my Transforama pals, because I know you're all the Transforama people are the most supportive of Apology None.
Oh yeah.
She said that she likes the look. Well, thank you. I've made a whole bunch of new ones, or I'm making a bunch of new ones. Now that the film's over, I can start doing other things.
Ooh.
Is Steve still going?
He's eating, I think. I don't know when he's going to be done eating. The beast of Dunedin.
I do too, Ray. He likes transformations. They're fun to draw. It's like a puzzle to me.
Ah, puzzlement.
It's like a puzzle, because it's like I don't know. If you ever played like a crossword puzzle or a jigsaw puzzle
Of course.
or a Rubik's cube, it's kind of like that. It's like, what does the nose become, or how does it do this? And it's fun. I like having fun. Where the hell is everybody?
I don't know. There we are.
Ray said Steve looks like a monster. Oh, mobster.
Yeah. Well,
Same difference. He kind of is. I don't know what was he in a play when he did that picture?
Probably.
I don't think of a play Steve was in where he dressed like that.
It was funny is when I used to go out with my the suit and the fedora, the people who weren't into it would say, "Oh, you look like a gangster," and then the people who were into all that stuff said, "Oh, you look like a detective. You look like a cop."
Oh, okay. And Wendy said Cindy Lou Who is why I used that. I had blonde hair when I was little, and Mom told me that I looked like her.
Ah.
We were just talking about that before you got here about hair color and why I bleached my hair. And I had a little bit kind of like I wasn't called Cindy Lou Who by my mom. She called me Bimbo.
It's the biggest brand of the biggest baked goods brand in Mexico, and they're all over here now, and nobody knows the other meaning of that word anymore because nobody knows words or language or anything anymore. So I guess they find it's okay. Now there you go. That's the plane transformation. I think that is the goofiest looking plane, not the big one, but the little bitty one.
What is that?
That is a McDonnell XF-85 Goblin. It was designed to be stored in the belly of a bomber and then dropped out.
Why am I right now hearing that pilot episode of $6 Million Man? Breaking up, breaking loose.
This is the $6 man. And happily, the little thing has actually survived. It's in a museum now.
Yeah, the guy driving it, flying it survived, but I heard he got double vision from it or something.
Oh yeah, he got messed up. Well, they had to give him a new arm that was made out of.
And Ray said chicken jockey. I've heard that before. What is that?
You ever rode a chicken?
You ever seen a grown chicken? Never mind. It's disgusting. But yeah, we're hopefully we'll enjoy the movie. I thought about playing Last Page of Summer too, or because it's just an hour movie. I've never seen them back to back, but it would be a nice introduction for people. It depends how much time people have. They might want to spend 2 hours watching my stupid cartoons. I was just thinking the other day, when I first did Apology None videos like the big TV, I was dedicated at the end, I did to my mom and my grandma because I loved them so much. And it's like I was going to show that movie to them. And my grandma was like, what's he want? And mom said, he wants us to watch his silly cartoons. I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, dedicate this damn thing to you. And to you, it's just a silly, I didn't tell them that. That's how I kind of felt. Last time I'll dedicate something to you all. And then she floofied a year later anyway. But good. We might have a full house.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's just how to judge people, what kind of attention span people have anymore. I mean, it's still people who want to see stuff.
Yeah. It seems like it might be kind of nice to sit down and actually watch something other than just YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
But, it was just almost an afterthought that, because I'm trying to... my priest... He actually announced it in church how much he enjoyed it, and his son and his friend. I kind of wanted just waiting for Steve to be here to talk about this. Steve, where the hell are you? Did Steve might transform while he's eating? Yeah, you are what you eat. Maybe he's going to become a sausage wiener.
That was a movie. Boy, oh boy. I think it was called Tom Thumb. It was like one of those 50s Disney things where it's all lurid Technicolor. Everything's like color on top of color. And the guy got 3 wishes, and he said, "I want a sausage." And then the wife, of course, being a wife, says, "I wish that sausage was growing out of your nose." And then he had to wish the sausage off of his nose. And then what she really wanted was a boy. And then even if he's little, I'll give me an extra wish because I fucking fucked up the first 2. And then that's where Tom Thumb appeared. But they had the special effect of the guy with the sausage on his nose, which probably cost him like the price of the 3 Rolls Royce.
Damn. What I would have. Oh, she did talk about someone who deserved a bitch slap. Gosh, damn. That would have been a divorce. Oh, Steve, I was talking about my priest. He announced at church how much he liked the movie, and that he and his kids, when they were leaving, and he said, and he told everybody that he laughed out loud throughout the whole thing, and that when he was leaving, he asked his son, "So, what'd you think?" And he said it was better than Superman.
Oh, that's a good compliment.
That's quite a compliment. I think they really enjoyed it, and his son's so quiet. I think they must be 15 or 16, I guess.
Well, it's that age.
So Fred Brodsky, you know who he is? He played Mr. Sunshine in the film.
Oh yeah.
So he finally watched it. Are you there, Tony?
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, "Hi Timmy, I just viewed I Want Her for myself, and I congratulate you for an outstanding work. You've made some magic. I can't imagine the blood, sweat, and tears involved in fabricating this production. Well, I really can, and I tell you, no one knows how you suffer. You came through it, and it has to make you proud. I salute you. Magnificent work, Fred Brodsky."
Worked all his life out.
Thank you. That means a lot. He was my TV pal from when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, I used to watch Bowling for Dollars out there all the time in Kansas City.
Yeah, and he was mostly a weatherman, but he did do Bowling for Dollars for like 10 years. And that's how I knew him, because when I was a little kid, I loved bowling, and he was just my hero. And then I got his autographed picture. My mom sent away for it, and he said, "Best of luck always to my TV pal." And I'd had that thing tucked away in a photo album for all my life, and then one day I'm like, "Oh, that Fred Brodsky picture. Maybe I'll share it to the Kansas City Facebook page, Memories Facebook page." And I posted it there and just said, "This is kind of told the story I just told you." And boy, it got like 600 and something likes and just endless comments. And then somebody said, "Yeah, unfortunately, he killed himself in Florida a few years back." And then Fred responded and said, "No, I'm still here. I didn't off myself in Florida." And he personally responded and thanked me and sent me his book.
No? Oh, nice.
And
I wish we could get him here on the show.
I asked him, and he politely declined.
Wow.
But we did become pen pals, and then we had lunch together a couple years ago, and it was really neat. And he plays Mr. Sunshine in my film, and he's Terry Summers' childhood TV hero. And Terry even mentions, "I love the way you did, the bowling and the weather." And then Tony almost arrested me and cut us off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to have him there. He's like in his late 80s now, so it was really a treat for him to resurrect his announcing career from my thing. What a cool thing.
What part of Florida does he live in now?
He doesn't live in Florida.
Oh, I thought he did.
It was just some weirdo with some urban myth that I don't know where people get stuff.
Well,
He's still up in Kansas City?
before you could check on anything, it was like, everybody thought Jerry Mathers died in Vietnam.
Right. And he
And
was in
Mikey from
Vietnam,
the
and what he had mixed Coca-Cola and Pop Rocks in Vietnam.
Oh, that was Mikey from the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. Poof.
No, Ray, I've never had anyone transform into a video game console because, like I said, most of their universe takes place in the 60s and early 70s, that era. So I generally concentrate on vehicles, and I do like dragons and dinosaurs and things. But I do go outside of that. I turned Tracy and Rob into a pair of boots once. So yeah, I did go out of the. I made Rob into a bowling ball once. Stuff like that. What else? I've done some weird ones. I turned Judy into a bomb,
Nice.
like a bomb that the plane drops out.
Oh, like a rocket bomb or something?
Yeah, because it was a makeover, and Jerry was gonna, Rob was gonna make Judy she had her makeover chair, and everybody was watching, and he's like, she's going to become quite the bombshell, and she becomes a bombshell. So it kind of. I'm having trouble thinking of all the the non-vehicle. I know I've done a lot of them recently. I turned Terry into a lemon a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've made him into a cupcake before.
It might be easy for you to transform Virginia since you've already got a lot of her rendered.
That's kind of the key thing. If I've already got the person drawn, it's easier to do. I just don't like to draw new people. That's I hate drawing people more than anything. It's a chore. I like groan whenever I have to do that.
Maybe you can make it to where Virginia is Rob's long lost grandmother.
Well, she's already in our. Yeah, I mean, Terry's met her because she slapped his butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All hands on deck.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of our crew?
I don't know.
Hi, Keaton. Keaton, the cool guy. How are you doing?
And it is now raining.
Yay.
Never rains in Southern California.
Oh, Ray said, "How about underpants?" Now you're talking Steve's language. That's something. That's a request he would make.
What? Turn somebody into underpants?
That's something you'd.
Nah,
make.
I'd never do that. I'd never do that. I'd turn him into a brassiere or something. Oh, you know that song by Fleetwood Mac? I know you hate them, but the song "Everywhere."
It doesn't ring a bell.
I want to see you everywhere. I always change the words. I want to see you in your underwear. I want to.
That's
see
disgusting.
That's where my mind goes.
Wendy said, "Did you hear
brought
about
up underwear.
Loretta Swit?"
No, yeah, Loretta Swit.
I don't know who that is.
Hot Lips Houlihan.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard she floofied, and then I thought of you, Wendy, and I was like, I wish I could have been there and met her, because she said when she met her, Loretta was bitching about bad service she had that day at a restaurant. She was kind of airing out on Wendy Lou, and then she apologized and said, you're not here to hear me bitch about that." So I wish I would have met her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a sweet gal, I think.
Maybe a T-Rex, Ray. I am doing more dinosaur ones in the future. I like baby dinosaurs. If you get the gist from this, I guess it's my style. I kind of like the cuter stuffs.
You should transform dinosaur into dinosaur.
Then I have to draw a new person.
Yeah.
No.
That's new territory. Somebody who's already floofied and bringing them back. I don't think I'd want to do that.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Why are you here, Wesley?
Wesley, why are you here? We did. She kind of did become a dinosaur in the last page of Summer because she was the one that was running the boutique, and I was doing an imitation of Wesley, doing an imitation of Dinosaur as a dinosaur.
Oh.
Because I really wanted Kathy Coleman, who played Holly on Land of the Lost. I wanted her to do it, to be a dinosaur, and she did it for me. But it was at one of those cons. It was at Pensacon, and there was so much commotion going around and background noise, and she was kind of rushed because she needed to leave for a Q&A, and she really wasn't. I love you, Kathy, if you're watching this, but your actress wasn't really showing through in so I couldn't really use it. It's okay. And then I thought we were going to maybe get Wesley to do it, and I don't know what happened. But I ended up being the dinosaur and just imitating.
You know, you could have actually lifted the soundbite from the wrong channel show of him doing that voice.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have made sense in the scene.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because the scene she was wanting Terry to try out things and stuff. It wouldn't have worked.
Because that was so funny, Wesley impersonating Dinosaur.
Well, I think I did an okay version of Wesley doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I did what needed to do. And, wasn't there someone getting turned into a vending machine? Not on my channel, I don't think.
I want to be turned into a cigarette machine.
Yeah.
I think that happened to Grandpa Simpson. It was like they were doing a knockoff of My Mother, the car, only he was reincarnated as a... No, it wasn't a cigarette machine. It was a... The heck was that? It was like one of those palm reader machines, or it was just like one of those silly things, those novelty machines that you'd see in a Vegas place or something.
Carnival or something.
No, it should be a like a soda vending machine, only it's out of everything except for cream soda.
I would have been okay with it when I was a kid. I was okay with cream soda. I didn't go on my way for it, but
Yeah.
my mom would
It was
get
always
these.
the last one to run out in the vending machine.
Oh yeah, it's just like when there's a hurricane and you're at Walmart, there's always that one thing on the aisle that's left. They should get the picture, not to stock the shelves so much with that one thing that nobody buys at all. How about a toilet?
Oh, that'd be crappy.
That'd be a crappy transformation, wouldn't it?
You know, I can picture that happening. Someone get turned into a toilet and going, "Please, no, don't sit on me, Terry." Oh, there you go, Robin.
Well, I thought that Molly, because she did the Queen of Space, did a marathon of Apology and Unfilms for her horror host show, and it was neat. Terry actually visited her in outer space, and it was the only time I ever had one of my characters in cartoon form in a actual real world thing where I mixed them together. It turned out neat.
You can do that.
Yeah, and Molly would. Oh yeah, she was like, I don't know. She like had him by the ear and was pulling him, and it looked really good. Well, she played two different characters, and there was this one that was a really like wisecracker person, and at the end, I thought Molly had turned her into a toilet. But Molly said no. I think she said she was in the toilet. And I'm like, well, she said she was a shape changer, so I thought she was a toilet. I don't know.
Hey, Gotstock.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
Good.
Hey, Gotstock.
Oh, so
We were in our Transforama. I don't know if I'd do a toilet, but I might. I don't know. I think the anthroturds are kind of funny.
Anthroturd?
Well, yeah, if Terry's a hot dog or something, he could end up like as a turd.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I think it'd be kind of funny.
That's in bad taste.
South Park.
Be like he wouldn't be gross like the South Park one.
I know you can transfer hoodoo into that and call him doo doo. Oh, I'm a doo doo.
Yeah.
I'm doo doo the Great.
Speaking of
Your
cartoons,
dude is the great.
speaking of
So Dave,
cartoons,
we've got, Steve has got a thunderstorm where he is, and I have a thunderstorm where I am. We're 2,500 fucking miles apart.
Yeah, that's
We have a pretty
and
bad
Gutstock's got a
thunderstorm where I'm at.
thunderstorm behind him.
yeah.
So and I've got one behind me, but you can't see it because the trees are in the way. I need to do something about those trees. So, speaking of cartoons, our Gottschalk here, the one that just joined us, he was on South Park.
For real?
Thank you.
Yeah, they took his likeness for a guy on South Park because he was a police chief for South Park, for Fair Play, Colorado, for a long time.
Wow.
All right, I'll put her on in the background.
Yeah, put it on in the background. I like your background picture there too. So, but
Nobody ever likes my background.
It's very good. I like your bridge.
I like that
thank
a
you.
lot better than the AI thing, Steve. I don't like AI as we know.
Yeah. And I just kind of like the dark, little room that it made.
Hey, Keaton.
The
so
AI
Keaton
will
was-
take over your house, Timmy.
What?
The AI will take over your house.
It's gonna kill us all, and it's gonna happen quicker than later. Keaton said, Timmy, I saw your Monster Truck TF comic from 2009. Did you see it in 2009 or just like saw it recently? I had somebody ask me. I had one from 2008 on my DeviantArt page, and they were asking. It was a woman that she became a pixie and then became a wasp, and they were like, she was naked when she was the pixie, and she's like, well, didn't she? You know, why is she naked? She didn't seem like she had any shame or anything. I'm like, well, she's not a human anymore. Only humans are shameful of their own bodies, and they got to buy BVDs or whatever.
Yeah.
Ray
Well,
says,
Steve's a nudist.
yeah. Ray says, you don't like AI.
No, I think it's Satan. It's going to kill us all. Well, first it's going to replace me. Nobody will even have any desire to see my transformations or anything else because they can just make their own with that stupid AI bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's gone too far already with the AI.
Oh, it's got.
I mean, it's clever.
Well, now AI is it's actually blackmailing people now that want to shut it down. So all these dystopian nightmare scenarios that have been in literature and movies the last 100 years is very right on point.
Like
I just didn't think it would happen so quick because like what is it about 2023? AI music was beeps and boops. Now they're totally, they're fooling me thinking it's a real band doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's evolved that quick.
YouTube
It's very scary the way it's evolved.
It was Olivia Newton-John, AI generated singing "For Your Eyes Only," and she never sang that song.
It's pretty scary now. I don't like it. You're not people aren't going to know what to believe anymore. It's not good. I'm a libertarian, but I think that shit should be illegal because it is going to kill us all.
What's tricky about the whole thing is it can be used for world leaders to fake people out.
Well, at least there's laws against
there's
laws against like kids using it to frame other schoolmates, like showing videos of them doing things they didn't. Boy, it's disturbing. The whole thing is disturbing to me.
Yeah. I don't know who came.
No, I don't. I hate AI art. Oh, when it first came out, to me it was a novelty, and I didn't mind it. But the thing about AI art is it's my art. AI steals art from real artists. It steals pictures and art and mixes it up.
Well, that picture I had behind me, how do you know that was? Oops, wrong button. How do you know that was AI generated?
Oh, you can just tell because it looks like it's from the gates of hell. It looks like the whole thing's made of mildew with spray painted different colors.
Let me put it back up so people know what I'm talking about. This background here. I'll cover myself up.
Just embrace your own death, Timmy.
What do you guys think that looks AI generated?
Of course it is.
I don't know. I just thought it looked like be a nice little room I'd like to have. Dark and lit up.
Oh, I like dark rooms. You can develop pictures in them.
Yeah.
Can you do a 3D drawing of my friend on DeviantArt? Are you the one, Keaton, that commented on one of my things and had a picture of it looked like in a theater or a playhouse? And there was the girl looked like she was blind or had the blind glasses. If that was you, I'm sorry. I meant to respond. I don't really do commissions because of that girl with doing the Wyvern Dragon that stiffed me. That and I just don't have time right now. But if I do commissions again.
You said doo-doo.
Yeah, if I do, look what you got me saying. If I do them, then I will definitely keep you in mind and let you know. Weird but true. Star Wars stories?
Yes.
But nothing's true. It's all made up.
That could be
Well, they actually talk about like production stuff and things for.
Yeah, I'm hearing all kinds of Star Wars background stuff on YouTube videos now. Some people, I don't know if you guys, I told you this a week or two ago that my stepfather, my son-in-law's father was one of the stormtroopers on the original Star Wars.
Didn't he die at the end? They all did, didn't they?
Probably, yeah.
Well, they came back though. It's like
You can't.
who was it? Wedge came back.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed,
then it's,
Ed, listen to me. Go ahead.
Might have been Porkins.
Wasn't that a raunchy teen movie in the 80s, Porkins? Like, out in Porky's in space.
Porkin'.
You stepped on my dick.
Porky's in space. Oh my god.
See, that's not AI. That's just me.
Oh.
I need to change that back to... no, Ray, I didn't realize if that was AI. That's part of one of my problems with AI is it's getting hard to tell what's real and what isn't anymore.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these videos on YouTube? They'll be able to they'll like de-age an actor.
Yeah.
Or they'll like, one I just saw this morning is like all the Jokers in history from the Batmans, and they're walking next to their actor, and on the other side is them dressed as the Joker, and it's really cool. Caesar Romero and Jack Nicholson and whoever the hell, Heath Ledger. After that, I lost track.
The one I saw yesterday, Steve, was kind of cool. They did the original James Bond. Who was it?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Oh.
They did Sean Connery's whole career and age progress. And did the morphing stuff all the way up to his
Even
death
when he
in
had
2020.
that weird bikini thing that was like a V that went over his shoulders and showing all his pubes and stuff. That
And
movie.
everybody says that's a great movie, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna watch it.
That's just I was grossed out when he would take his shirt off and you only live twice. I'm like, keep that shirt on or get a tan and do. I mean, that's nasty.
Well, he was a bodybuilder before he was an actor, but
Yeah.
Oh, it's another one they showed.
Ray,
Like everybody that played the Hulk.
Nobody hears of furry. Furries are weird, and we tend to shoot them on sight.
No, I'm not. That's a kind of a. You know what? Somebody accused me of being a furry just because I cosplayed as a dragon. With my dragon costume,
Dragons don't have fur.
my draconian, and I'm like, no. Didn't a furry kind of have fur? Like I'm a dragon. I'm a shiny, if anything. But there's a lot. I think there's like a sexual connotation with the furry community. It's like a real fetishy thing. It's like there's some of them that like have the dog collars and that stuff. That's
like that
fine
dude,
if you do with your wife, but and behind closed doors. But when they do it out in like in the middle of the street out in front of kids.
Your boy who was in that who was in the previous the dead guy's administration, he posed with like a tail coming out of his tail.
Oh yeah, there was some of that. What do they call it? Kink, dog kink, or I don't know what they call it now.
I'm more interested in.
But no, I'm not.
More
To
and
answer your question.
I never thought I would do it, but I'd kind of like to go to a con dressed as Darth Vader for some reason.
Dog Vader?
You'd be the first.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to picture Dog Vader.
I said Darth Vader.
Oh, there could be like a Dog Vader because people do take Darth Vader and do all sorts of things. There's been like a really fat Darth Vader. There's been like a pink one. They do a lot of different things with it now.
That just gave me an idea. Instead of hearing him going, you hear him go.
you can hear him do that.
Yeah.
There's a commercial with Heidi Klum that they did Darth Vader with, and he starts breathing like that. He goes.
I like Steve's thing with it. That's pretty funny, Steve. Well, I've said this a million times. I thought it would be a fun cosplay idea to get a Chewie costume, the Wookiee, and then get a Darth Vader costume and have him wearing part of the Darth Vader costume, and the chest piece is on crooked, and he's just got the helmet part, the top of the head helmet on, and it's like he killed Darth Vader and tried to put on his suit. You know,
or he ate him or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
remember that? Funny. Remember that, Steve? When I was the elf and had my picture taken by the Chewie, and he's like twice as big as me. That was a huge costume. That could not have been comfortable.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't make it through that tunnel.
Oh yeah, that'd be hard. I saw another one at MegaCon in Orlando a couple years ago when I was dressed as the Vulcan, and I got a picture with him.
Was he 8 foot tall too?
Oh yeah, he was a tall guy. It could have been the same guy for all I know.
It could have been. That's dedication. I always respect, because the more, the better the costume, the more cumbersome and awful it is to wear. Yeah. That's the rule. Yeah. And I'll be right back.
Well, I told you about the guy who played the Borg at one of the conventions. He did such a great job. He made the whole costume. He had hoses and the lasers, I mean everything. And then he gets to the convention and says he forgot to leave a way to go to the bathroom.
Nice.
So he almost, just to take a leak, he almost had to take not 80% of it off.
You know, to be Steve, who I've always wanted to go to a convention as, and I don't know, is Cobra Commander.
Uh-huh.
If you remember that from the G.I. Joe cartoons back in the 80s.
Oh, I don't remember that. That'd be good. Have you ever gone to a convention?
I used to go to StarCon in Denver a few times back, back in the 80s and 90s.
Did you ever dress up?
I haven't been to one in a while, though.
Did you ever dress up?
A little bit here and there. Nothing, like outlandish or anything. I dressed up. Well, I can't even say I fully dressed up. I had like an Imperial hat, that the Imperial officers wear. And,
oh, yeah.
Most of the time you just wore a graphic T-shirt, with, something on there.
Oh, the T-shirt I got that I'm going to wear when I just want to do something simple is it's a T-shirt. It says Darmak and Jalad at Tanagra. And they have it where that alien that talked backwards and Picard are musicians, and Tanagra is a nightclub. And they have them playing, and it's funny.
I've seen that T-shirt.
I have that. I'm going to wear that sometime. Darmak and Jalad at Tanagra.
Yep.
When the walls fell, his eyes open.
Shaka.
Shaka when the walls fell. That was that was a very creative episode, too.
I'm back.
Yay.
I'm front.
Oh, that's disgusting.
No, there you go.
I'm the left side.
No, Ray, are those pink poos? Because if you have
that leaves Tony the rear.
It's not good for you. It's not. It's a signal that something might be wrong.
What?
Ray has those three. Those pink poops.
They're pink poops.
Pink poops. Yeah, they are. Pink.
I guess that's what happens. I think that's what if you have too much Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes it can signal real problems.
Or you've been with the wrong fella. Where's the crickets?
I was laughing. It's just quiet laughing, but I was laughing.
Oh my!
Oh, so she's really blind, huh? I thought, okay. I'm so into theater, and so is Steve, that I wasn't sure if she was kind of, really blind or just being a theater person. Well, tell her hi.
Hi, I'm David.
Yeah. And Dave's rolling a joint.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave from High Energy Radio.
So I'm playing from my.
This is the whole thing. He sounds like he's so excited.
Hi, I'm David from High Energy FM, and you're listening to Big Bob's Memory Lane Show.
So you got a helicopter with bird wings, which ain't going to work too well.
Do what?
A helicopter with bird wings.
Yeah, that's my air assault wings from the Army.
What is aerosol wings?
Aerosol.
Spray on wing. It's Lee spray
Aerosol
on wings.
wing.
Yes, I preferred Lysol personally.
You know what? I've found out Lysol works pretty good on insects.
Oh, okay.
If you don't
Especially
really,
when you put a lighter in front of it.
no, Like if I've got wasps where I don't want wasps and I don't really want to kill them because they're not really being aggressive, but I don't want them there.
Seems
I'll
like it would
spray-
just piss them off.
Yeah, it does. You spray Lysol on them and then they leave, and then you can knock their nest down.
Or attack you.
And if I'm in the mud pit, if there's mosquitoes, I can just spray a little Lysol around. It gets rid of the mosquitoes. Because I don't want to actually spray in pesticide, because then that would poison me in my mud pit, and I don't want that. So, kind of a nice alternative.
Vicky's been trying to do everything to get rid of the mosquitoes on our front porch. We sit there and we just.
Oh, good luck with that. Good luck.
Maybe we'll try and spray the Lysol. See that?
Yeah,
Well, that's temporary. It just gets rid of it for a minute. I've got other.
Well, what I've
I've
been
got
doing-
other things. There's other things you can do.
You tried the citronella candles?
Yeah, they work
Yeah,
okay.
you can
They don't seem to work.
Also,
What's that? Metal?
Yeah, what I've been doing this week, what I got laying over here on the side of my desk is I've actually got all my dad's medals and awards from his 28 career, and then I have my medals, and he's got these are like mine here,
Yeah.
I've got 6 ribbons and medals, and my dad's got the 28,
I
Well, I'd like
pawned
to
all
share-
my I pawned all my dad's medals.
I'd like to share this with everybody.
Just
I
kidding.
used this morning to wipe my mouth off in the morning show. I thought that, nice to
Oh,
show.
Ooh, put it on eBay. I bet you get a couple $100
Yeah,
for
you
it.
could. It's actually shaped like Elvis. Hey, so what else you could do, Steve? They don't like peppermint, so if you get like the cheap blue mouthwash, put it in a spray bottle and spray it around. Also a big fan. If you got a fan that keeps them away, a big one.
That's a good idea. I have this fan I have in my room. It blows like crazy.
There you go.
The turbo fan.
Yeah, if you got one of the, put one on your porch when you're out there, and then it might keep the mosquitoes.
You got to run it on jet fuel.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well,
Wasp and bees and stuff are not big fans of WD-40 either.
But
Well, that's a lot to
anybody-
spray.
I don't
around,
think
yeah.
I'd want you spraying me with WD-40.
Yeah.
I tell you what, do you know how to keep mosquitoes off your body?
Take a shower.
Don't have
No, it
mine.
doesn't work. Actually, so I make a concoction that I wear when I go out, and it works. If you don't want to like the poisonous off stuff,
Mm.
Ah,
so you get a bottle of witch hazel, and you order a bottle of lemon eucalyptus extract from Amazon, and then you get one of those like McCormick vanilla, the 1 ounce bottle.
Mhm.
And you mix that all together and put it in a spray bottle. You shake it up and you spray it on you. Apply it liberally, and that'll keep all that stuff off of you. But you do have to reapply it probably every half hour, 45 minutes. And you can't just
What if I'm
spritz
not
a little
liberal?
bit. You got to really apply it, and it keeps them off, and it smells good. And if
I'm not
one does
liberal.
bite you, you can spray it the bite, and it calms the bite, the itching.
Or metals.
oh.
My father's Silver Star, my father's Bronze Star with Valor Device.
Ah,
I met your dad when I was a kid.
Yep,
He hated me.
yeah.
he hates everybody. My dad loved everybody. Things like this.
Oh,
The distinguished.
Holy cross.
Yep.
That's a pretty one.
So
Hey, I
these are
thought
all
you were going to have
official
your background picture,
military
your
medals.
South Park picture.
I tried to put it on there, but all I had was like the waistcoat and the badge. I gotta
Shrink it.
fix it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you have to like add stuff to it so that to make the aspect ratio so it doesn't get cut off from the top and bottom. I do that in paint.
Everybody should recognize this one.
Purple
That's your
heart.
disco metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the disco metal. But that's if you ever seen the movie Bubba Hotep, which you ought to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bruce Campbell as old Elvis in a rest home,
Uh-huh.
and the guy who like was next to him and the rest home passed away, and his daughter comes to pick up his stuff, and the daughter throws his purple heart in the trash can.
Mm.
Ooh.
And I thought, that's a little. I mean, I just can't see that anybody fucking doing that.
There's some people that do some stupid things.
Yeah.
That's a sunshine medal for being
Yeah,
the
that's
sunshine
actually-
of my life.
That's actually air. He's got 22 missions.
Oh, okay.
He's got a 22 device on there.
Yeah.
And it's distinguished flying. Not distinguished flying cross. Air medal.
Oh,
Ah.
Timmy,
What?
Ray asked you a question.
What?
Ray asked you a question. He says, "Are you furry?" I'm
Yeah,
just
we
curious.
covered that. We covered that.
Never mind. What's the next question? Then eating something with garlic works too.
Yeah,
Mr.
Wendy said
No,
eating-
that's for vampires.
Oh.
See, this is the
well, mosquitoes are bloodsuckers, so they're like vampires. She said, yeah,
That's
even
the
eating
middle
garlic
mom got.
will make you stink, and the mosquitoes don't like you.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea of pizza does sound good. If keeping the mosquitoes away means eating a pizza with a garlic crust, hey, I'm all for it.
Oh hell yeah! But it
Or
keeps
put garlic in front of your fan and blow out there.
blow it out your fan.
Yeah.
I guess you could do that, Steve, or peppermint,
Mm-hmm.
incense and peppermints.
Yeah.
Color of time.
I know. Tony will be able to answer this, but the Purple Heart Medal, which I showed you guys earlier,
Mm-hmm.
did you know that this was actually the highest award awarded in the U.S. military back in like the 17 and 1800s?
Ah.
Who's
They
that
didn't
on?
have
It has 4 clusters on it.
Whose pictures
What?
on it?
I noticed that. That's
He's got 5 Purple Hearts.
That is like George
Each
Washington.
oak leaf
that's
cluster.
somebody just didn't know how to get the fuck out of the way.
I don't know. You can talk to my dad about it. So
Thunderbolt and lightning. Am I the only one that doesn't like that song?
What song?
Bohemian Rhapsody, because I was watching some video of the guy saying what was the most iconic classic rock song ever, and that was like it might have been that. And I'm like, no, that was a novelty song to me.
Yeah, it's fun.
did you ever see my comment I ever made about U2? The band U2?
Mm-mm.
I put out I had a comment one time that said nobody actually really liked U2. Just everybody else thought everybody else did, and nobody didn't want to make it awkward.
Until you two forced their new album on everybody's iPhone or whatever, and then that's
Yeah,
right.
I
That's,
get rid of it every time it downloads on my phone. I gotta go in there and delete.
It still
album,
does
but
it?
When yeah.
I was never crazy about you two.
I
Nobody
liked
was.
one song.
You like Sunday Bloody Sunday?
Oh
Did you?
fuck no! I like Gloria.
Okay.
I don't remember Gloria. I probably have it, but
Wasn't that Gloria Raynor that sung that song? Gloria.
Oh, that was oh, for God's sake!
Didn't the Doors do Gloria? That didn't sound right.
Yeah.
No, that was
They
Van
covered it.
Morrison. What?
Also, Jimi Hendrix. A lot of people. I think
Laura
it was-
Branigan.
No, that's a different,
different Gloria. No,
I'm answering God's shot.
Doors covered it. Doors covered it. Jimi Hendrix covered it, but it was Eric Burden. I think it was.
Oh.
Did what?
I don't know, Timmy. I think the most iconic. Now, what did you say? The iconic song from the '80s, or what was?
No,
what
not
was it?
'80s. Classic rock song. I don't think any '80s song should qualify because he was like putting Bon Jovi and
You know what song I really think is just iconic, and I still listen to it. Is "The End" by the Doors.
Oh yeah.
This
well,
is
that's a
the
good
end.
song, but I wouldn't think. I was talking about the most iconic classic rock song.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you that I don't consider anything from the 80s really classic rock.
Right. I would say, and these
borderline.
aren't. I mean, when you automatically
60s and 70s.
when I think of classic rock and the most iconic, automatically I'm thinking Freebird or Kashmir. Zeppelin, Kashmir. Steve gets both of those bands mixed up.
That was the medal my mom got, and unfortunately, it got stolen out of my car about 10 years ago.
Damn.
Oh, son of a
That's
bitch.
when we knew
I'm
you.
getting
then.
better with Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner, though.
Well, they both start with L, and they both have
Yeah.
a song that's basically the best classic rock song ever, or the most iconic.
Oh.
I mean, I
What
wouldn't go out.
medal is that, Tony?
That's a war merit, I think they called it, because my mom was a nurse in Austria during the war, and then
My mom was a nerd.
it was actually like it was a award they gave to civilians, people not in the military.
That's not what I think it is in the middle, is it?
It's a
It's a
dick.
dildo.
No, it's not. That's gross. That's disgusting.
It's a dick. I didn't say it. It's a precious
I'll
moment for
listen
you.
to Sinatra.
If it doesn't happen, sometimes you gotta force it.
You gotta force the dick sometimes. Huh?
Not like that joke from the 80s when they went around and going, that's a dick fur. And they go, what's a dick fur? Well, if you don't know what a dick fur is.
Little dick.
Yeah, see, Dave, I got war stories from both sides.
Uh-huh.
So when you say we won, I say who's we?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
What do they say? History is written by the victors,
Yeah. Or they're written by this guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he do
Is that like use a rocket to help this plane take off because it doesn't
No, I
have enough
don't.
power to take off on its own?
The 130s have got the jet assisted takeoff
Oh,
systems.
hell yeah. Do you believe those damn things have been in production since 1956 and they are still in production?
Yeah, they work. Why change? What works.
Especially
Well,
the one
they
the guy put in
modernized
his
all electronics
Impala.
and all. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy,
See,
the very first recipient of the Darwin Award or whatever it was.
Which I've heard is
Oh, yeah,
I've heard
we
the story's
covered that. Yeah, the
BS, but
J.O.
it's still
Bubble on the
funny.
Chevy. Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's actually not the longest production airplane in history. That goes to the Beechcraft Bonanza.
The one with the
That's been in
V-tail.
production. Well, back in the beginning, it was the V-tail. Now they got regular tails.
What does
They've been in
DM mean?
continuous
Is that
production
like
since
is that the same as PM?
1947. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. He asked if I can DM him on DeviantArt. I guess that's the same as I guess that's a private message or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, direct message or something.
Yeah, I can do that. I was gonna respond to you before, but I forgot.
When we get old, we forget shit.
Yeah,
So if we talked about, the loss of, a great in Loretta Swit.
yes, we did talk about that because Wendy Lou met her a couple years ago at the Tampa Con, and I wasn't there, and I wish I was. But she said she met her, and she was bitching to her about an experience she had at lunch at a restaurant and having bad service, and she went on, and then she apologized and said, "Well, you didn't come here to hear me bitch about it." I think that's a funny story. I would have liked to have.
It goes to show that they're just like I never say they're like normal people because they're really not.
Well, what I
But,
think it is, it's because when I picture Hot Lips, I just picture that bitching, and she saw Hot Lips there, which is kind of funny.
Okay, now I understand where you're coming with that. Yeah, that is actually kind of
What's
clever.
funny is that she stayed with the show the whole time, whereas Larry Linville was basically written out of the show because his character was just such a one-note character.
Who was he?
The dude, the dumb guy.
Yeah, he was Major
Frank
Bergman.
Burns.
Yeah. There's only 3 people that stayed with the show the entire 11 seasons.
Was Frank Burns the one that looked a little like Art Garfunkel a little bit?
No, he was the one who called Hot Lips originally.
Okay.
In the movie,
because they
called him
replaced him. They
Ratface.
must have replaced him with the Art Garfunkel looking guy.
No, they replaced him with Winchester.
Well, that's who I think I'm talking about. Can you kind of picture who I'm talking about a little bit?
No,
Yeah.
because Art Garfunkel is what's his fucking name?
I just pictured he kind of had a high forehead and kind of curlyish hair.
You're talking about Jamie Farr?
No, not Klingon.
No, but you're talking about the
He's one of the white. He's one of the kind of the assholes that's always the butt of the joke guys.
Oh, Trapper John. He was.
He wasn't. I mean, he is in real life, but
yeah.
It doesn't matter. I've seen that show like 4 times.
Yeah. All right then.
I'll tell you what, I run across it every now and then on MeTV, and I stop and watch it. And you know what? I get a chuckle out of it every time I watch it. It's like you and the Golden Girls, Timmy.
No, put up. Do what now? I'm sorry. Got shut. What?
I said I watch MASH and get a chuckle out of it every now and then, just like you do with the Golden Girls when you
Yeah, well,
watch
I
it.
haven't
You know,
watched
get
it in 30 years, but I do remember seeing it. Just they had an oddball Mother's Day episode. It was back in the 90s when you actually just kind of had to watch something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being just because I didn't watch it regularly, but it was like, oh, Golden Girls. And it was a Mother's Day edition, and it was just had me laughing the whole time. I'm like, this is good writing. This is really good writing. It's because I grew up with those stupid 80s sitcoms like Growing Things and all those. And with this, they just basically recycle every joke from and it's just all it is a send up for a yuck joke or an insult, and it's just stupid. But the Golden Girls it's like, this is actually funny. Someone's gonna have to put a picture up of MASH because I don't know. No, it's not BJ Honeycutt. BJ Honeycutt wasn't a butt of a joke asshole guy. This one was a butt of a joke asshole guy.
Oh, the butt of the joke. Oh, okay, yeah.
That had to be Frank Burns.
Well, he was the original.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, there's two of them, and I thought one of them. I'm just trying to picture in my head, and one of them I tried to picture, and I saw Art Garfunkel in my head.
What's throwing us off is he bears about as much resemblance to Art Garfunkel as a beluga whale does.
Well, put up a picture of him. I can't do it because it'll slow down everything I've got. I can't surf, which is good, Tony, because I don't want to surf because we're doing a show here.
We brought it up earlier. Who were the only 3 actors that went all 11 seasons?
Berghoff, Alda.
No, Radar left.
Or Klinger, yeah.
Klinger, Loretta Swit, and Alan Alda.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she met Klinger too.
I suppose he looks like, if you cut Art Garfunkel in half and made him like half a foot wider, maybe David Ogden Stiers might look like him.
I'd have to see it. I've never made the connection before. I was just trying to picture in my head just now, and I kind of pictured that hairdo.
And then there's only one actor who made it from the movie to the series.
And that was Berghoff.
Yeah, that was Gary Berghoff.
Now, who do you play?
Radar.
Oh, web up. Take your web up and shove it up your ass up.
I hated him. What was it? The original captain, he floofied out on sea, and he'd made he went and told them that.
Yeah.
And sang it in a jingle, I think I might be thinking of Night Court.
Donald Sutherland played the original Hawkeye in the movie.
I always forget which. It was Sutherland, and what was the other guy?
Well, what's his name? Played Burns.
Yeah, that was Robert Duvall.
Yeah, Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
I never saw the movie. I just remember that the show was depressing, and it's like trying to.
Well, the movie was really kind of depressing.
I don't like
with the movie. The theme song had lyrics.
Yes.
And the lyrics were "Suicide is painless."
Yes.
I remember the lyrics. I don't think that I could take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again.
See, you made Dave rise up and disappear.
I know who you're saying the other half was, and I can picture him, and I can't.
Can you put up a picture and match somebody? 'Cause now I'm going nuts, and I can't look up the picture.
Yeah, it came as a web up, so I got to open it.
Oh, the other half of the MASH movie was Elliot Gould.
Elliot Gould, that's right.
Yeah, he played Trapper John. Sally Kellerman played Margaret Houlihan.
Yeah.
So tell me this: how did they spent 12 years in a war that only lasted 3 years? Did nobody tell them?
I
think they slowed time down. So like every season was like a month or something.
Because I told my dad that, and after slapping me, he said that that's like every year you only had 30 episodes, so it was it all happened every day, and you had to put the days linear.
This will make Tony laugh. The guy whose last name you can only pronounce one time played Father Mulcahy.
Right, Rene Auberjonois.
Yeah.
Who? That was a wrong channel. Is that a wrong channel moment? He says, I can tell you his name, but I can only say it once. And he says, Rene Bergeron. And I said, who? And he's like, I told you I can only say it once.
All right, let's straighten out this MASH thing.
So, Steve, does that guy look like Art Garfunkel to you?
No.
Well, I told you he just kind of has the high forehead and a bit of a kind of curlyish hair. And he reminded me of him.
Whoa, I didn't realize Sylvester Stallone was in the original MASH movie.
Was he?
That's what it's saying here. But all it says is he was just credited as a soldier. That's all it says.
But Elliot Gould was in there too, I think.
Yeah, he was Trapper John.
Okay, so tell me this. Who was the guy that replaced him that was the same butt of every joke guy?
Nobody replaced him. He replaced
Rogers.
Frank Burns.
Okay, so who was Frank Burns?
Larry Linville. He was the.
Well, I don't
he
know
hooked
about
up
his
with
real name. I
Hot
just want to
Machinery.
know what he looked like because I'm trying to picture. At least I kind of got that right. I don't feel like a total schmuck.
Well,
Anyway, I'm kind of mashed out.
okay.
That would be a cool transformation, like a mashed potatoes, like a big lump of mashed potatoes. Wonder Twins activate. Form of a T-Rex. Form of a pile of mashed potatoes.
Shit.
I wonder who did that. Was it Cartoon Network? I wonder who made those very accurate Super Friends spoofs. That was way before it could have been AI. Speaking of AI, where did our other Transforama fans go? Keaton, yeah, I can DM you on DeviantArt, but I can't right now because we're doing a show. And I can't open up a browser or another page or it'll slow everything down for me. I don't know.
Did you know
Would you
Did you
sing
know that
with
to finish
Andrea?
off on MASH? Oh,
Would you sing with Andrea Kelly? I've never heard of this person.
Bukele is the president of like El Salvador who locked up all the gangsters. And
Oh, but
everybody's mad
it
at
does
him
remind me,
because there's no crime
Steve, and
anymore.
everybody.
Oh, Andrea Bocelli. That's an Italian singer type guy.
I forgot to say this. My priest, when he was talking about seeing the movie, he said the one thing that really struck him, and I was waiting for a gag, that he said it was the music. And he said, this how the special the music was, and I thought, well, that's really what I wanted to hear. So I gave him a complimentary Hideaway album CD, even though at the show nobody bought one. But so I didn't think anybody liked the music, so that made me feel good. Not like tickling my feet good, but still.
But it depends on
it
who's
gave
doing
you
the
warm and
tickling.
fuzzies, right?
Yeah, warm fuzzy.
Depends on who's doing the tickling.
It is nice. It can be nice.
This is,
I don't want to just be
Larry
like
Linville?
I don't want some guy at a gas station tickling my feet.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Larry Linville right there.
Okay,
Yeah, he-
he's the one that replaced him.
no,
Oh, he's the one that the other one.
he's the original.
He's the original. Okay, thank you. At least I've got
Yeah.
faces.
So if
to
you
the-
see him on an episode, it's one of the early ones. It's going to be funny. It's not going to be dramedy like you were complaining about later. That the later episodes got like really serious, and then they still try to be funny, and then they still be and then they're like shit.
I'd heard Alan Alda had always was on this soapbox,
Oh yeah.
and that I definitely wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, he was the first 5 seasons, Larry Linville.
Yeah, about
Well, he
that.
lasts-
Oh no, I
Nice.
wasn't talking about you, Wendy. I know you already. Wendy already bought my CD. I wasn't expecting that.
Because MASH was 11 seasons or
I think 12.
10 or
18
Yeah,
or
11
like
seasons.
24 or some shit. Yeah, I mean, well, it went from what 72.
yeah,
Something like
72
that.
to 82 or 83.
I think.
Yeah.
And
Seemed
I
it seemed like
think
it never came to an end.
Yeah.
Here, let me look it up.
I thought 12 years
Yeah, it
because
was-
Mad Magazine had like headstones about TV shows that died, and it was like MASH serving for 12 years in a 3-year war. So that's why I thought it was a 12-year.
Yeah.
Oh no, that
then
was the people are always talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in 1983 they tried that bomb, which was after MASH. It didn't last but a season.
Yeah.
What about mashed
It
potatoes?
ran on CBS
Yeah, there you
from.
go. But did
It
you
ran
ever
on
see?
CBS.
Oh,
Sorry.
did you ever see Trapper John M.D. where
Oh,
of course
I
it was
hated
Pernell Roberts, so it wasn't even the original the actor. who
So
played
why
Trapper.
even
Yeah.
bother then?
Well, they wanted to show him years later, I think.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
he
but
just
why
all
even
of a sudden
wait?
went bald.
This is cashing in on something. Go ahead, Gottschalk. What were you saying?
It went from September 17th, 1972 to February 28th, 1983.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that fall they had after MASH.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they all worked at like the VA clinic or VA
Yeah.
hospital.
Mhm. Yeah, it was just
VA clinic.
Potter and Klinger and Father Mulcahy, I think.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah,
Father Mulcahy.
it was played by Frank Christopher. Wasn't it?
And
No, I
he just
haven't-
died
I
not
haven't-
too long ago, didn't he?
William Christopher.
I haven't heard of Andrea Raquelli.
Yeah, we covered Andrea Bocelli, Italian singer, opera singer.
I actually won a contest on a radio station about naming who played Father Mulcahy, and I got in and named it. I won tickets to
No, you know what?
Cheese football game.
A
You know what,
cheese-
Tony?
A cheese football game. That would be
Yeah,
fun.
cheese football. Yeah, cheese football game.
No, actually, I take that back. I was about to say Father Mulcahy was in all 11 seasons, but I think the first season or two wasn't a different father.
I don't think they had a priest on before
Hey,
that.
can
did
you
they?
get out your book, one of your books, Gottschalk? Because I'm sick of talking about MASH. It's been like a half an hour we've been talking about MASH. I don't even like that
Let's
show.
talk about Star Trek then.
Well, I'll eventually have to pee, and then you can get back into Star Trek again. You know, Tony, I
Brings
saw
out
a
this
picture of a 48 Plymouth and a 58 Plymouth right next to each other. And boy, you talk about... That's got to be the most drastic change ever in a as far as... Because that's a 58.
Yeah, Exeter really shook
Yeah,
things up.
but the 48 Plymouth looked like a Humpty Dumpty. I mean, it looked like an egg.
Star Talk.
Well, there's like a DeSoto back there, or whatever the fuck that is behind him. You can see a pretty bit. He's throwing shit out. The Indians crying.
But to be
And,
fair,
but-
those 57 Plymouths were the trendsetters. I mean, those. Anyway, what else? You got something from your book? You got a Star Wars book? Tell us what you got, Gottschalk.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Oh,
Yep. This guy throws the damn newspaper out of the cars right behind
Okay,
him.
while he's looking at that with the newspapers, I know I've told this story before, but
Mhm.
this is like back in the 80s. There was this truck in front of me, and it had guys, looked like they were guys that were workers, you know, like outdoor workers. And there were two guys sitting in the bed of the truck facing each other, like both sitting on the wheel well humps. And the truck had one of those back windows that slide open. Well, somehow this paper, this kind of like the one that hit the windshield, it was a newspaper or something. It flung up, and it plastered one guy in the face, and it bounced up and hit the other guy in the face on the back of the, and then it went through that window and totally spread itself out through the whole windshield of the truck. I had never seen that. It was so funny. I mean, you couldn't. It would have cost $1 million to do that in Hollywood. It was so funny.
And then the truck crashed and they all died.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
It didn't. Nothing like that happened. But it was funny. The
I'm trying to find one
same
everybody
era,
will
I was
understand.
on top of a big landfill, big high landfill. We were unloading our construction waste, and there were these guys next to us in their truck with their trailer, and they were unloading stuff. Well, this one guy, they threw a door out, and as soon as the door hit the ground, it just all of a sudden this wind just started. It caused this thing where the wind just started going nuts, and I got hit in the back of the head with a piece of styrofoam, and it just got and this dust devil, a dirt devil, just formed around us, and then it just took off, and it went down a hill and up another one, and it And we all just stood there in silence. And then this one guy's like, looks like we done started a tornado.
He's like almost calling a priest at that point.
Yeah, it was funny. You know, I just thought that was a perfect pun. You know, it looks like we done started a tornado.
Yeah.
So here you go, just facts. You know, Jabba the Hutt was actually modeled after the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Ah,
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Hungry Caterpillar, the book.
hungry hippos.
So Keaton, what about pronounce it, Tony?
What?
The Italian opera singer.
Oh, Andrea Bocelli?
Is that a man?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. What about him?
He
You said
sings
what I
opera.
sing with him. I don't know if I'm really much of an opera singer.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
I don't know.
Shazam!
Shazam!
It was always so goofy because Gomer would sing, but he talked in his weird little voice up here, and then he'd sing. Shazam! It's like, come on.
Shazam!
I was heading into turn 3, and the wheels started to wobble a bit. I don't know. I can't do the race car driver opera thing. That might be an opera race car driver.
Well, he used to do the Indy 500.
Well, and Gomer Pyle used to do the song for the Indy 500. Remember that? For
That's what I just
years.
said.
Huh?
That's what I literally just got done saying.
Shazam!
Look at that. You got to buckle your kids in. Like it matters.
Tonight on a very special episode of Gomer Pyle.
Shh! Oh, sorry, Sergeant Carter. I can't believe we're getting attacked by aliens.
For the last time, Pyle, they are not aliens. They are the enemy.
Well, what are we going to do?
Shh! There's one now. In order to win, we must keep the element of surprise.
Surprise, surprise, surprise!
Surprising.
That was Brilliant Garbage, which is our little comedy troupe that we do, and I did the voice of Gomer, and our friend Nebula Pig did the voice of Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, our late friend who apparently has left us and without saying anything.
I guess. Is Platt supposed to join us too?
He
Speaking
said
of
he
people who don't
was
say
at
anything.
7 o'clock, but I don't know if that's 7 o'clock Zulu, 7 o'clock Antarctica time.
Oh yeah, and Wendy Lou said, anything I know about opera I learned from Looney Tunes. Same here, that's why I did that Figaro thing.
Yeah, you know, Leopold, Bugs Bunny dressed up with the curly hair and all of that was based on a real orchestra conductor from that time named Leopold Stokowski. And he kind of acted like that. Oh, I almost sent you the link last night. We were watching the Vortex last night, and they had this pirate movie. Oh. And the Hassenpfeffer guy played the Captain Kidd.
Hassenpfeffer.
Where's my Hassenpfeffer?
Hassenpfeffer.
If I didn't know this was Hassenpfeffer, I would swear it was carrots.
What's funny is that the Bugs Bunny character was absolutely totally accurate to him.
No, is it the actor that played the pirate? Was it the same guy? I don't.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, Charles Lawton.
Ooh.
Yeah, the big face with the rare for somebody back then to be like really fat and have a double chin and all that stuff.
Huh.
It's more common nowadays.
I mean, a lot of people may know this, but I broke out my other book.
Ah.
Did you know most of the dinosaurs that we think today, most of them did not live in the same time period as each other?
Oh no, they covered it was like a couple 100 million years.
What's that got to do with Star Wars?
Oh, he went to a different book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what period did I come
book,
from?
Steve,
then?
It's called True Facts That Sound Like Bullshit.
I kind of think that I'm a later dinosaur because I think I'm like one removed from like when the rhinos and hippos come from.
Did you know maggots are still used to clean wounds today?
Yes,
They
sir.
do
I've
a very
seen
good job at it. There's a particular breed of them.
Yes. In fact, as recently as 2014, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration permitted the production and marketing of maggots for limited use as a medical device.
Ooh.
And also, they actually they will actually still use leeches. If you've got something where the blood circulation is blocked and the thing is like filling up, put a leech on it and suck the blood out. But it's a very special, it's a special breed of leech, and they're grown. They actually grow them, away from any diseases. They don't carry any diseases.
So does a leech become something else, like a maggot becomes a fly?
I don't think they're larvae. I think that's your whole.
That's
If
their
you're a
adult
leech,
form.
that's all you do for the rest of your life is you suck blood and run for Congress.
I was trying to think of a punchline for that, and Tony beat me to it. I'll be right back. Yeah, we saw your book, Steve, Dad Jokes.
Yeah, highlights. I remember highlights. Did they still have Goofus and Gallant?
I don't know. I just noticed it was highlights. I remember those magazines when I was a kid.
Well, when I get back, you can say a couple jokes
Goofus
for us.
and Gallant. And Gallant was such a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But these
remember those books from like the 70s and 80s called the Toilet Companions or whatever they were?
Yeah, Reader's Digestive.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, this is where I get my Jarnac the Great jokes.
There you go.
Yeah, I used to get all those joke books when I was a kid back in the 60s. Jokes by Cracky and all that stuff. So I recognize a lot of the jokes that Steve does on the show because I remember reading them 50 damn years ago. Star Trek joke book. Cool.
No, this is Time Magazine.
Oh, that's
This
only
is
50 years. Yeah, that's like 10 years old.
Yeah, this is a collector's thing. I had this for, that's how long I've had this.
Because we're coming up on the 60th anniversary. We've already passed the 60th anniversary of the Menagerie, with Pike and all those guys. But the TV series was 66, so that's next year's going to be the 60th anniversary of it.
I mean, this whole Time Magazine was dedicated to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Now, in the original pilot series of Star Trek, wasn't there only like 2 actors that came over from that show to the
Yeah, Major Barrett and of course Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy, yeah. But Major Barrett, but when she went on to play Nurse Chapel, though.
Yeah, she played a different character, and then she went blonde.
Well, she was like number 1. She was like number 2 or whatever it was.
No, she was number 1. She was the first officer, which was interesting that during the whole original series, they didn't really have a first officer.
Yeah.
But Spock was a science officer and kind of acting first officer.
But Major Barrett is the only one I think who's played 3 different characters throughout the whole Star Trek franchise.
Yeah.
Actually, 4. She played number 1, she played Nurse Chapel, Loxana Troy, and she was the voice of the computer.
No, Mark Leonard actually played quite a few different characters in Star Trek.
Yeah, because he was the first Romulan.
Yeah.
And then he was Spock's dad, and then he was also a Vulcan,
a Klingon.
Yeah.
But I think I asked this last time. Best Klingon, Christopher Lloyd. Agreed?
Yes.
Oh yeah. He was, and they were reserved to have him in there because of his Jim persona from Taxi. But
that's where I was going, Steve.
He nailed it.
But I still saw the Jim persona even in then Crew.
Yeah.
I kept expecting Danny DeVito to come running out,
But then he went on to create even a better character with Doc Brown. So,
well, yeah, a different character. I don't know. I don't want to say one's better and one's worse. As far as Klingons go, the other one is Trelane.
Oh, the guy that played Trelane. Yeah. He was Trelane, and then he was a Klingon.
What was his name? It was on the tip of my damn tongue. I knew it 2 seconds ago. William.
I always thought it was Liberace at first.
Campbell. William Campbell, right? William Campbell?
Was it?
Who played Trelane and played because he was, wasn't he a Klingon on Tribbles?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know he was a Klingon at one time or another.
Yeah.
So those who don't...
He still had that same he was sort of like a more sarcastic Klingon.
Yeah.
And Christopher Lloyd is the only one that's actually played in both Star Trek and the Star Wars universe.
He was in Star Wars?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Well, he was in one of the Disney TV.
Oh, they don't count.
Yeah, they don't count.
Hey, Plot, how you doing?
God. Oh
He's
my
back
God.
from the dead. Oh
There
my
you go.
God.
Don't say that.
Is this a seance?
You guys are terrible.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you
good.
doing, man?
Oh, I've been better, but I'm okay.
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's my I owe it to my makeup man. What have you guys been talking about?
Well, they
we
were talking about
MASH,
Star
but Timmy
Trek, but I
didn't like
came
that
back,
shit.
so I've been trying to change the subject.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, he'll go back to the transformations in a little bit here.
Did you notice that behind me is? Do you notice behind me? Does it ring a bell?
It's a dinosaur in the woods.
Well, it's
Taking
my
a
Land
shit.
of the
Looks
Lost
like Hula
Tuniverse from Saturdalia.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Anybody recognize my background?
Never seen
That's
it
the
before.
bridge
looks
of
like
the
a garbage
Constitution
cow,
class starship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
the
like a
non-AI
garbage
one, which I
cow,
like.
Steve.
It's what?
The
looks like a
non-AI
garbage
one, which
cow.
I.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
But you ought to see the other. Ooh, I just knocked myself off. The other one that I like, but Timmy says it's a AI. I lost the. Oh right. here.
Good.
But it's I kind of like it. I was gonna use it, but
I don't care if you use it. It's your square.
see, look at that. What do you think of that? That's in space.
Just looks
Nice
like
little
AI to
apartment.
me.
That's cool.
It just looks like a nice room I'd like to make up, or live in.
Make out in.
Yeah, make out in too.
You're in my room. More space.
Yeah. Oh, I like Putt's background. Look at that. Oh, I remember that. Those.
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
that?
that's if Star Trek had been in the 50s and Virgil
Yeah.
X or a little Virgil Exner, a little maybe Harley Earl.
Now, Star Trek, speaking of the Constitution class, they originally said there was only 12, but I've been reading stuff where they said there probably had to be at least 100 of them in order to cover Federation space.
Yeah. I remember.
Well, I don't think they
that.
patrolled the whole. They just kind of went out there and farted around. I mean, one of them started a whole Nazi planet, and the other guy was like,
Oh yeah.
all they did was fuck up. Kurt is the only one who didn't destroy a planet. They get on his case for violating the Prime Directive, but at least
That was
He was going to destroy a planet.
Yeah, it's an Exner thing. It was called a Dart. It was a Dart show car, and it had giant fins.
Yeah.
From like 56 or 57. But that's what.
Dart talk.
Yeah. But Harley Earl, there was no such thing as styling until he came along. GM hired him, and he was like a car customizer out in California.
Uh-huh.
And they hired him to head their art and color department, is what they called it originally.
So, and Keaton asks thoughts on Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. Didn't one of you say that Stevie Wonder wasn't really blind, that he was putting it on?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
A lot.
Because he caught a microphone once. Somebody was dropping it on stage, and he caught it.
Well, couldn't that
As
be
on
like
video.
ESP or something?
Could be.
Possibly, but Shaq.
I mean, you develop your senses when you have to.
I think so.
Because your brain will adapt to your situation.
I don't know. I'm not too much into soul music, but Steve, I think, appreciates it more. I kind of liked Tears of a Clown. No, that's Smokey Robinson. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Ray Charles was What I Say, and in the TV show Crime Story from '87, which is I love that sort of set back in the '60s. And the main guy had a freaking Chrysler 300. It was gorgeous, and there was like a gun battle between two guys in cars, and the background music was the piano instrumental from What I Say, and it just worked perfectly.
Cool.
I was reading Al Cooper's autobiography, and he said Ray Charles is a real pain in the ass. That
Really?
he was setting up a show, and he was like a session musician on a live Ray Charles show, and Ray wanted this seating arrangement with all the musicians to be perfect, and I think one of them was out of place or something, and he canceled or something. It's just like,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I had a friend that was blind, and they perceive the world differently than we do, Timmy.
Mhm.
And when Ray Charles did that, he wanted everybody set perfectly so he could attune to them audibly.
Oh, that's interesting. You still didn't have to be a butthole about it.
No, sometimes these celebrities just they get so full of themselves.
Yeah, that's a celeb. It's not a blind thing. It's a celeb thing.
Yeah.
I had a friend, and I won't mention her name, but she waited tables and stuff at a fancy place, and all the celebrities,
Well,
the
that much
A-listers.
is true.
What?
That much is true.
The A-listers would go there, and she said that you weren't allowed to make eye contact with Cher.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Now,
I hate that. I can't stand people like that. And she said that John Travolta was just the nicest person, you know. So some people aren't buttholes and some are.
Now, my sister was a bar manager at a bar in downtown Denver called The Rise.
Mm.
And they used to get all the NBA players and hockey players and stuff in there. You know, they'd have their parties in the back, stuff like that. She said they were absolutely the worst tippers. Period. They would have like a $50,000 bill and stiff a tip to the staff. You know, it was just
terrible.
Well, Dave, were they black?
I have no idea. I didn't go that far into it.
Gosh, there's this guy.
That's another stereotype that you.
There's a guy named Bill Britt who's in Amway, and he was like he was like the face of Amway. He did all the motivation tapes and everything.
Oh,
and a little bit of a Joe Don Baker look-alike. And
rest in peace.
So he had a house in Florida that wasn't his where he normally lived, but that was his residence because Florida doesn't have a state tax. So this guy made about, I think it was $150,000 or $250,000 a day.
Wow.
And so anyway, we ended up doing a lot of work on his house because my boss was an Amway guy and he was friends with him. So, I mean, I painted his house, I cleaned out his gutters, and one time, he had me and Darren wash his cars. And he never tipped a single dime. You know, we're washing. I mean, I don't expect a tip because we go there and we work. We do what we're supposed to do. But washing his cars, come on.
Yeah,
that dessert. So here's the thing. And it still pisses me off. My boss told Darren and I that if we finished painting his house ahead of time, he'd give us a bonus. Or something like that. So what happened is we really worked our butts off. We finished his house ahead of time. He sent us home and didn't pay us for the rest of the day. Jeez. And didn't give us a bonus. Okay, it doesn't stop here. Darren was livid. So, and Darren, I don't even think he knows this. Years later, our boss was bragging to some friends. He's like, yeah, we painted his house, and for payment, he just had a whole sack full of cash. And he just said, take whatever you want. Gosh damn son of a bitch.
Steve got small.
Huh?
Steve got small and he grew hair.
Hey, little boy. Who are you? Picking his nose.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Are you muted, Steve?
Probably is. The little symbol isn't there, but I think he may have his mic turned off.
Sorry. You say hi?
Hi.
Well, that was enthusiastic. No, let me hear a hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Get out of here with that. I want to hear a hi. Give me a hi.
Real hi. Say hi.
Hi. There you go. That's better.
There you go.
Say how the hell are you?
He wants to. He doesn't want to be a radio guy. He wants to get a real job.
Right, you're pulling my ear out.
So Keaton, what are your thoughts on Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles?
Who are you asking?
You all got
our friend Keaton in chat. He's got a girlfriend who is I won't say vision impaired. I'll just say blind because I don't go for the political correct stuff.
Yeah.
You hear what he said?
What?
You guys are boobs.
A boot?
Yeah, we're boot.
You guys were
boot.
boot?
Well, we're Canadian, so we're like we're boot to do something.
Yeah. Do you like these guys, Joe?
Yeah.
No.
This ain't yours.
Oh, I get my earbud back. You're not gonna be able to hear them then. I don't play with the microphone.
Hello, Hatsa.
Hi, love. Is that what he said?
I have no idea.
Hey
What'd you
guys,
say,
am I
Jim?
coming in too strong, you guys? Because they don't hear me on Zoom. My mic's going through the OBS, so sometimes I
Hope they didn't.
Yeah, we hear you fine on Zoom. Yeah,
but
Sorry,
I
you-
listen back on this stuff and I'm like overmodulated and everything else, and I feel like
Nice.
a jackass.
You sound good.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but I
we
sound
wouldn't
good to
want to
you.
talk
But do
to
I
you
sound
about
good
that.
to people that are watching on YouTube? Because I'm not going through Zoom.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
going
you
through
were asking
OBS.
us. Oh, you're asking us. Yeah, I have to get the audience precipitation.
Precipitation. Hey,
I
Plot,
haven't. Yeah.
how have you been?
Oh, I've been better, but I've never met a celebrity, but I had an asshole doctor while I was in the hospital. He was a surgeon, and he comes by, and they had some nurse had rigged up this brilliant thing to help me drain my stuff out of my liver. And all the people that came in, the doctors, and all that stuff, looked at it and they said, "Wow, where did you get that?" And I said, "This nurse made it." And they're like, "Wow," and they're pretty impressed. But then I had this surgeon come in, and he was a total asshole. He was completely dismissive.
It's gave you a leech.
Yeah, and he just kind of looks at it. He goes, "Oh no, that looks fine. I'm gonna go." And he leaves, and I'm like, "You dick!" He didn't even make small talk or nothing.
Well, there's a reason why he's a doctor in Toccoa.
Yeah, and then I talked to another doctor who was kind of overseeing my care, and I told her what was going on. She goes, "Yeah, he was kind of a prick to me too." And she goes, "Don't worry, I'm escalating this." So she did, and then the guy finally came in and did what he was supposed to, which is I wanted to get rid of that stupid bag that was hanging off my side. So we got rid of that, and all he had to do was put a few sutures in, and he did that, and everything stopped. There was no more, like, the wounds can weep sometimes, weep juice or whatever. So he put those sutures in and everything was fine, but it was like, breaking in his arm to get him to do it, which only took him like less than 5 minutes to put the sutures in. And I was, still so mad because he was so fucking dismissive and thought his shit didn't stink. That was one of the minor things I went through, but that was.
Did you tell him you were a doctor?
I felt like it.
Well, yeah, I played one on. I didn't even play one on TV. Well, you had us worried because we did the film at the Playhouse,
Yeah.
the theater. And when I got home, that's when I got the news you were in ICU. And I'm like, I'm glad it didn't happen before then, because I would have had to say something to everybody. The guy that plays our manager, it would have brought everybody down. And then I was really worried and prayed for you. And then the next thing we know, a couple days later, you said everything's grim. And I'm like, well, this sucks. And then like a day later, you said everything's fine. I'm like,
I know.
and then
I thought
then you
it
started
was.
talking about dog butts and stuff.
Oh, did I?
No, I don't know. I might have made that. I that might be out of order, but
I could be.
You're out of order.
But yeah, no. After that, I thought I was doing better, and they decided to send me home, which was where I wanted to go. But they had done something to me that just really fucked me up for days, and I'm still dealing with it. That's why I had to take that medicine today.
they like to do that. That's
I
what
know,
when I
and-
had the flu and they gave me 3 spinal taps.
Shit.
That was
It wasn't even
horrible.
the fun kind.
Yeah. So what brought you into ICU in the first?
I don't know. Well, I think I was out of my mind. I think I had too much ammonia in me, and which causes you to be kind of crazy. And then they had me in ICU for a while. And then most of the time I was in ICU, they kept telling me, "Well, we're just waiting for a room on the other floor, the discharge room." And I'm like, "Well, get me down there." They said, "Well, we have to wait for a place to open." a bed or whatever to open down there. And I was like, okay, whatever, let's just get on.
Is ICU? Is that like where they have that clear tent over you?
That's no, they didn't have that over me. They just had me laying in a bed with, I guess, they took all the bitchy nurses they could and put them in that particular wing of the
Yeah, they like to do that.
hospital. Yeah, and it was I finally got to go home, but not after they had fucked me up pretty bad.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Putt. Keaton says, "Is that a minor?" I don't know what you mean.
Talking about Joey, Steve's
Oh
wife's
yeah,
grandson.
Steve's little baby. And
I'll be right back by 5 minutes.
and Winnie says she can hear us fine. Thank you.
Good.
That is a big giant plane.
Yeah. So not only did I have to get the medicine that I took today, but I had a nurse come in today, and I told her what was going on with me, and she goes, "Well, I got to call in some other medicine." So she called my doctor and requested a prescription that I needed, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, hopefully he'll give it to me. He's a nice doctor, but it was just, I don't ever want to go through that again.
I don't want you to go through that again either, Putt. You have us worried.
No, it was gross and it was bad. And I still haven't completely recovered from it. And I don't know why they made me do the things they made me do, but it got really bad. And to the point where I would just basically, well, I mean, I'm not going to go into detail of what they did to me, but one of the things they did, was they had me taking this lactulose, which is normal, but they had done some special stuff to it, and they made me take that, and that basically, I was on an empty stomach. I decided I didn't want to eat because this stuff was making me so sick. So I was on a totally empty stomach, and they gave me this stuff, and I would still cramp like crazy on the I'd be sitting there and I'd be feeling okay for a second, and then these cramps would come, and it felt like you got punched in the stomach, and then had to go to the bathroom, and there was no need for them to give me that because I'd been going to the bathroom, and they just wouldn't check their records, and I'm sorry, it was just terrible. And then
well, I'm glad you're home, Putt, and I hope you don't have to deal with that stuff anymore.
I hope I never do either.
So, Putt, give us a round robin.
Oh, I can't.
Oh.
I'm just so tired.
Well, I'm just glad you're here, Putt.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. And I don't mean not to play. It's just hard for me to get anything squared away to my head right now. And that's all,
Gotcha.
What?
Give us another passage.
True or false? Humans are capable of echolocation.
It's true.
I would say true to an extent, because that's kind of what Keaton was getting on about, or how, I don't know if he implied it, but we got into the Ray Charles stomping up and down because they had people out of sync or something.
Yeah. And there's blind people that can ride bikes, and they do it by echolocation, by clicking. And it's amazing how they can do it. They can even be driving along on their bikes or whatever and stop, and the guy would be clicking. He goes, "It sounds like there's a tree branch right here." And he's 100% right. There was a tree branch right there.
So, but to answer the question, it's true. Although not everyone can do it, some blind people have figured out a way to navigate the world using clicks, similar to the way bats navigate in the dark.
Yeah.
Hey, we got it right.
So,
yep. One cool thing about being in the hospital this is positive.
There is nothing
I got
positive.
to watch a lot of TV. like I got to watch a lot of Rockford Files, and I got to watch a lot of Gunsmoke.
I love Me TV.
Yeah, when I was in
I
the
love
hospital,
Me
I saw
TV.
Andy Griffith overnight, and I liked it. Hi,
Yeah, I did.
Laura.
I got to watch Andy Griffith and all these.
That's
other
what I
stuff.
watched MASH on as Me TV.
Yeah, watched a lot of MASH. I mean, it was cool. I got to watch all these old shows that I liked.
Here
You
you
know,
go. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
yeah.
True or false? There is a theoretical particle that moves faster than the speed of light.
Yes.
Sure, why not?
It's called a tachyon.
Yeah, true. Tachyons are often used in science fiction. They move so quickly they would essentially appear to move backwards in time.
Uh-huh.
How you doing, Laura? That's pretty crazy, Put. I think all that stuff's made up, but
Here's one for Timmy.
What?
True or false? Some people believe that there is a FEMA death camp hidden under LaGuardia Airport.
Interesting.
Is
FEMA?
that true or false?
You say FEMA?
Yeah, FEMA. FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management.
I mean, I
Agency.
wouldn't put it past them. I'll say false. I'm sure there are FEMA death camps, but I don't think it would be under LaGuardia because of the water table. But go ahead.
It's false. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Of course, they do believe that there is a FEMA death camp that is hidden beneath Denver International Airport.
See? Hey, I should get bonus points for that. For not putting it past FEMA to have an underground death camp, but it wouldn't be under LaGuardia. It'd be under some. Oh, that was pretty good.
I wonder why they feel they need that.
What's that?
Said I wonder why they feel they need that death camp. I don't know.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
You said it's good to see you again, Plot.
It's good to see you too. They should, instead of a death camp, have like a FEMA, like Keebler Elf, thing under Denver DIA where they make.
Well, we did have the Keebler factory there in Denver that disappeared shortly after the Denver airport was built.
Ooh, that could be true. They keep all the elves there now.
Well, if you've ever been to the Denver airport, that's the weirdest place. The new Denver, I say new, it's been around for 30 years, but it's basically like Satan's little Stonehenge, that airport. It's crazy. They got these murals that just make your skin crawl. And they got this giant blue horse that greets you when you go in. It's got full of veins. It's a horse from hell. And he must stand 40, 50 feet high. And he's got glowing red eyes. They glow at night. And it just got these veins.
Love Lucifer.
It's like this death horse. Yeah. What?
They call it
I'm going to put... Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up a picture of Lucifer and put him up behind me.
Oh, I didn't like Lucifer at first, but he grew on me, and ended up liking him after a while.
Lucifer's kind of become our thing in life,
He's it's becoming kind of cool, and I even kind of embraced the death murals that were all over the wall. They were kind of cool. It's like a mix between woke and death and Satan. It's total Denver.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can find Lucifer.
Lucifer killed its creator.
It sure did.
Yeah.
The sculptor who made it killed the sculptor who made it.
Yep.
His son had to finish it.
Oh, we can kind of see him. We can't see the glowing red eyes. Here, duck out of the way. We can at least get. Yeah. Just picture that thing. Picture that thing's like 50 feet tall and staring everybody that comes into the.
Let's see if I can get a close up of his eyes.
Yeah, get a close up.
We saw the thing full length for a second when he moved around.
I still didn't see his face when he moved. Oh, when you moved it, did you? Were you? Never mind.
It went vertical for a moment.
Oh, okay.
So turn your phone sideways. I mean, or up and down.
I took kind of an okay picture of it at night, but I can't show anything.
I'm not even quite sure where my My Zoom call went through.
And I think if you look at the Denver airport from the above, it's a swastika.
There you go.
There we go. That's
How's
a
that?
little bit. See,
There it
that's it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That's Lucifer.
Here, get out of the way where you can see the whole thing. There we go. Yep.
Yep, it's like a phantom horse.
Denver Airport.
It's cool but
Demonic
crazy.
horse. Yep.
Oh, wow.
My main question is who put this? Who okayed all that stuff? That's even more disturbing?
Now there you go. There's the full.
Almost.
There you go.
You can't see the top of the hair, which is the giveaway.
Yeah.
Is that Randy? Or is that
But
you?
they didn't have you voice the guy though. That's the
Yeah, for those who don't see, Gottschalk was in South Park. That character he just showed, because he's the police chief of South Park for a long time, 50 years. And there's
There you go.
since he was like 6 years old.
Yeah, there's Red Rocks.
True or false? Legendary children's show host Mr. Rogers was once a Marine sniper with dozens of kills under his belt.
Absolutely false.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It is false. Despite
It was
the
a rumor,
popularity of this rumor, there is no evidence that Fred Rogers even ever served in the military, let alone a sniper.
Well, he was a preacher or minister of some type and a jazz pianist.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty good resume to have. And also he was every little kid's best friend, which I think is the best. He had such a talent. Nobody else could do that. I could probably watch him right now. I could put on Mr. Rogers right now and think that he's my friend. You know?
And I was just young at when he first started. I think it was 68 or 69. I was still young enough to appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. I loved it. I didn't care as much for the make-believe stuff, but I really liked when he'd talk to me and we'd take a little field trip to see how a bowling pin setter works behind the scenes and different things, or how they make crayons. Or one time we went to a music store together, and see, that's how it seems. We went to a music store together, and the guy had the biggest guitar ever made. It was like a Guinness Book of World Records acoustic guitar.
I can't believe Tom Hanks played him.
I don't even want to go there. Perv.
True or false? You ready?
Yeah.
Tea is banned in the British Armed Forces.
I'll say false, because they probably live on tea.
It is actually false. Actually, it's the exact opposite. Even British tanks have the ability to make a cup of tea.
Boy, of course. I'm doing pretty good this show.
They love their tea.
Normally I get everything
the Royal
wrong.
Navy, up until I think the end of the 19th century, even into the 20th century, would issue rum to the sailors.
That's why it pissed them off so much when we did the Boston Tea Party and spilled.
Didn't they have an accessory for a car in like the 50s or 60s where it had a coffee pot? And
I've seen that. I've seen that picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that.
true,
That'd
Steve. And Laura said, "Is that why Warren Zevon wrote Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead?" What a
Did you ever see
depressing
the movie?
place. I really hope I never see that place again.
What place?
Denver.
Oh, Denver. Come here.
Might be
Yeah.
something like we have in our armed forces is you're allowed to drink coffee and stuff, but you can't do it while you're in boot camp. You can't have any coffee, any sugar, any of that stuff.
Oh.
They make you go cold turkey so that it gets out of your system.
Well, they put the saltpeter in your system while you're in basic training. You know.
Oh, I heard about that. I didn't think that was true.
It helps.
Yeah, we're
helps
under
you
a
from
flood
shagging your
advisory here.
Dudes.
Did they do that to you, Gottschalk?
You know, when I think back on it, I mean, you didn't think about it at the time, but when you think back on it, you go, yeah, I don't ever remember having morning wood, to be honest with you.
I was in the boot camp. I was always walking hard on.
It's because all the guys that were there, Steve.
That's right.
Ooh.
Oh,
Talk
regarding the Laura said regarding the FEMA death camp. So she's heard of the FEMA death camp in Denver too. It really wouldn't surprise me at all.
If there is something underneath the Denver airport, it's not a FEMA death camp. But they do believe it is a shelter to put delegates and government officials in during a national emergency.
I'll bet Scientology's in
Like when the FBI conducts some kind of fake false flag riot. Hey,
Like
so
9/11.
No, I was talking about a first month of the year and the 6th day of that first month of the year a few years ago. So anyway,
okay.
I used to live in a trailer park that is right near the new Denver airport. In fact, when you take off in a plane, you usually go right over the trailer park. And I went to the trailer park in 2018 with a little Scion and toured it again, and it looked exactly like it did when I was 9 years old.
Hey, you were trailer trash too?
You know what's funny is we all put trailer trash down. I'd love to have like a single wide now.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was a fun time in my life, and we lived right on we lived in the outskirts of nowhere, and I mean we lived right on like a Kansas plain, and we had dust storms, and there was a fuel refinery across the highway from us. We were right off I-70. Right across the highway was this. There was a torch that you could see over the roofs of the trailers. There was this torch, and when it would rain, the torch would start to erupt. And I'll never forget, we had some huge storms there. And one time, Darren and I were by ourselves, like we always were, because my mom had 3 jobs. And there was this giant storm, and it was this strobing lightning. I was pretty scared, but I remember looking out the window, and the torch looked like it was this fireball that was taking up a part of the sky. And it actually, we had like this diamond-shaped window in the trailer when we were trying to watch TV. It was just glowing red. The windows were glowing red, and it was strobing, and it was scary at the time, but it's one of my coolest memories. I loved it.
Denver seems to have a little satanic past, or
yeah, it was very satanic. But you know, what's cool about living in a trailer back then, a single wide, is when you're 9 years old and having that imagination, that trailer, you could be in the trailer of a semi truck or a train car or a gondola of a Zeppelin or a ship or a space. You know, that could be anything.
If I ever hit the lottery, I'd be very tempted to get. I'm sure there's people out there who will restore and refurbish like mid-century, like 50s single wide homes.
We'll get you an Airstream.
Not a travel trailer, an actual like single wide mobile home. You know, because they've got just the coolest. Some of them back then had some of the coolest styling.
Be sure you
get that lot across the street from Timmy and just put it there.
Be sure you put it in the shade, because those trailers are a bitch to cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of had one. It was a green 50s trailer. It was very mid-century, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into that shit. It was kind of handed down, and I don't want to go into it. I did have a dream, same area on the lake in Missouri. I had a dream that there was this like Tony talked, a 50s trailer, but it was 2 stories, and it was it had all this chrome fixtures and things, you know, all these chrome accents inside. It was just like very Art Deco, but it was 2 stories, and it was a neat dream. And I like having neat dreams, because life is full of you guys, and it's nice to get away from it and have nice dreams.
Yeah.
Life is but a dream.
No, but life is not a dream. Did you ever see that Star Trek V put with the laugh track? Really funny. It's a funny movie. I don't care what you think about it. I thought it was funny because I'm not a Trekkie, and when I saw it, my mom and I rented it, and I thought, this is funny. I'm entertained because I'm not. I guess that's the secret, is if you're not a Trekkie, you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good though. I mean, it'd be fun to watch.
It was fun. I liked it. They had some funny jokes.
Well, 4. I mean, what was the one in San Francisco? Was that 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that had some good lines in it. Everybody remember where we parked? Oh, okay.
I remember being entertained by it. I didn't like the Search for Plot. Yeah. Or as Tony said, the search for Spock's luggage. I don't want to get into the.
Was a friend of mine's line.
Well, but I saw a video this morning that was totally hilarious. It's the scene on the bus when the punk rocker is on there. Somebody dubbed in Disco Duck instead.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But before I use the restroom, hi Fidesco. Hi. I'll be right back.
The punk rocker in the bus was actually like the musical director for the movie or something.
Yeah. And he also reprised that role in Star Trek Picard. They went back in time, and that same punk rocker was on a bus with Seven of Nine. And you remember that, Putt?
I don't.
Or did you see
remember
Picard?
now.
You didn't see Picard?
Picard was cool.
I saw a lot of Picard. I think I watched the 3rd season, but I didn't watch all of it.
The 2nd season, they went back in time.
Yep.
Do you see that, Guts, Chuck?
Yep.
Remember the punk rocker on the bus? And this time he's like, okay, I'm turning it down. I'm not doing this shit again.
They redid it from Star Trek 4, yeah.
Yeah. But Seven driving a police car was hilarious.
Yep. I'll tell you what egged me, though, about Picard. They had 3 seasons, but all 3 each season was its own thing. It didn't connect.
Yeah, story arc, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd make a mention of something like in the 3rd season, they mentioned that, Data had died again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. Think about sci-fi. You can bring a person back to life anytime they want. And William Shatner's actually mad because he wrote a book where Kirk came back, but the regular official canon don't want to recognize it.
Yeah.
Of course he did. He can't stand it that he's not the center of attention.
Oh, yeah.
In the Star Trek universe anymore, anyways.
Dang, what happened to my... It looks like I'm in the swamp.
Yeah, you fell in the water.
Yep, you're still in the swamp.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
You're hanging around with David Byrne too much. Take me to the water. Or the river, and then throw me in the water, and then run off.
That's crazy.
Isn't it, reading some of the political news today, isn't it funny how Elon Musk has suddenly turned on President Trump?
He did?
He did not.
I did.
He did too.
What
he
happened?
Didn't. Why did he look? Why?
Elon Musk is now slamming President Trump's big tax and policy bill as a disgusting...
He was disappointed because they didn't put any of his Doge cuts in it.
Yeah.
But that's not why he left. His time was his thing there was only temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it was a set time, and he served it, and that was it.
I never put any confidence in Elon Musk anyway.
Well, I'm not a fan. I don't care for Tesla. I mean, I don't have any reason to. I can't afford an $80,000 car.
Yeah.
But I was just saying,
used ones are like 10 G's.
What are those e-trucks? They're fucking ugly.
Oh, I've only seen like 2 of them in real life, and they just looked like you drew it back in fucking 5th grade.
Yeah.
It looks like that thing from Damnation Alley,
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna change, okay?
Yeah, we
All right, we won't look.
There's a couple dozen of them that drive around Ocala.
Really?
There you go.
I've only ever seen I think I've seen 2. The one that I see over and over again.
Oh, they're all over the place here in Tampa.
Yeah, they're all over the place up here in Ocala.
Mm-hmm. I go past that chili place all the time and think about you. We gotta get together again.
Yeah, we got to do. I tried to invite you this past January, and you never got a hold of me.
Oh, what? You're trying to get him to go to Beef O'Brady's?
No, it's a Skyline Chili.
Yeah, it's a good place there in Clearwater.
Those trucks, the Elon Musk vehicles also remind me of that thing the $6 million man fought.
Oh, yeah. The probe.
That's true.
That's right. That's right. It does. That's pretty good. They beat the crap out of that episode.
Oh, they
was a
did.
2-part. Didn't they get the Bionic Woman involved in that too or something?
I think so.
Yeah. Turned out to be a Russian probe or something.
Yeah. It was bad news.
Yeah.
So I just got done reading, Mark, that Toho is actually going to do production on what they call the most violent Godzilla movie ever made.
Oh wow, cool.
They're still making Godzilla, huh?
What do you mean? Are they still making Godzilla? Yes, of course they are. You got an Oscar the last time the Japanese made one, and they took this whole movie and it won a award for special effects, and they
On a
talked
$12 million budget.
Yeah, exactly. And
I guess
so,
you got to be into that. I guess.
yeah, they're going to do a good job with it. I can't wait to see this new Violent one.
Well,
see if I can find an article on it.
Didn't I see one? It was King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, that was Empire.
Well,
New
there's one
Empire
that's
or
called
something.
King Kong X Godzilla, where the Godzilla and Kong fight, and Godzilla basically kicks his ass, but he has to have Kong's help to beat their shitty version of Mecha Godzilla, which he does. Kong and Zilla work together. Then the next one is Godzilla versus Kong, the New Empire, and that's where they team up to fight another couple of monsters and all that, which is a pretty good movie. And then that's, I think, the latest that Legendary made. And then the last one, or the new, the one that I'm excited to see is by the same people that made Godzilla -1, which was a Japanese film and not a Legendary film. So we're going to see what happens.
We're doing fine, Fidesco. How are you?
Look at Tim. Look at Timmy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You did it.
I did it.
Wow, that's cool.
Thank you. I was kind of afraid to do it because then that would just remind you of that show the whole time.
Well, that's cool. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it could be the Sentient Enterprise.
The what?
Yeah.
The Sentient Enterprise.
Sentient Enterprise, yeah.
Yeah, instead of, looking normal, it turned itself into what it wanted to look like.
I like the hood scoops on the, primary dish.
Yeah.
Those are my eyes. I didn't want to be a Cyclops.
On my little teeny frickin' iPhone, it looks like, 2 hood scoops, so.
I would have thought you'd have made the two front of the nacelles your eyeballs. But
yeah, the two where the green's at would have been cool for your eyeballs.
But that would have been his eyeballs behind his head or something.
Yeah, it would kind of look weird.
So yeah, the engines turn red when I'm mad. Like I think of Steve's morning show,
Whoa.
See.
I like Steve's morning show. I try to listen to it every morning.
Really?
Oh, do
when I'm
you?
at work. Yes.
Boy, I'm sorry. Just kidding, Steve.
It's better than some of that new stuff that's out on the radio stations.
Oh, I believe it.
Steve played my Halloween song today, but my stream cut out. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, Max Radio was blurping this morning. So.
Hey, Steve, what does it take to get a song on your morning show?
Just send it to me.
Okay. What format? MP3, Wave, or what?
Wave or MP3, either one.
Okay.
Which one are you going to send, Mark?
The one about his dick.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like all my songs, they're about my dick.
I play Fuck Snow for a lot of people down here in Florida. They laugh their ass off at that song.
Yeah, Put's band is called Peach Snake.
Peach Snake?
Here's the latest single from Peach Snake on American Top 40.
Peachy Snake.
Well, Steve, I would play your stream instead of Max if you had a volume control on it.
What do you mean a volume control?
You don't have a volume control in your player. And then
you got a volume control on your speakers.
Yeah, but what if I'm watching something else, like on YouTube, while your show's going? I don't want to have to turn down the volume on everything.
Hey, there's a lot of time I'm watching videos on YouTube when I'm doing my morning show. I ain't listening to this shit. What are you talking?
Sometimes I'm just watching videos on YouTube.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, the song's over with.
I watched.
You can't be that captive of an audience.
The Beetlejuice sequel last night, and their theme song for the Beetlejuice sequel was that MacArthur Park, and I'm like,
yeah.
what are they doing? I mean,
I saw Beetlejuice 2. I saw that last week. I loved it. It was cool.
I like MacArthur Park.
It was a good movie. Yeah, I just didn't like the MacArthur Park part.
I like.
Was that where the ghosts, the ghosts were all singing MacArthur Park, or what scene was that?
Something like that. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought it was Winnie the Pooh singing, or somebody that sounded like Winnie the Pooh.
They made it reference that Charles Dietz, spoiler alert, was one of those deceased where his head was chopped off.
Yeah. Because they did actually want to show Jeffrey Rush, the guy that played her father beforehand, because he's a huge pedo bear and got busted for it. So
Oh, is he? Oh, I was wondering what happened. I thought he passed away or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he did pass away in real life?
Nope, he's still alive, but he's a pedo bear.
Yeah, most of Hollywood is.
So let me throw out a conspiracy theory here, and let's see what you guys think about it.
Okay.
I just recently read that when they did the very first CERN, super collider experiment, that it actually caused a ripple in the temporal line,
Space-time continuum.
And that's why a lot of us can remember things that happened like back in the 60s and 70s, but there's no like proof of it anymore.
Okay, I call BS on that because there's people that say the Mandela effect is because of that collider, and I call BS because there's no such thing as a Mandela effect. It's just people not coming to terms that they can't remember shit anymore because they're getting old.
Yeah, but everybody
was throwing it out there.
That many people not remember or thinking things different, that just doesn't fly.
No, it doesn't, because it does, because the main thing is the girl on Moonraker, the little Swiss girl. They said she had braces, the one that fell in love with Jaws. And it's like, no, she never had braces. That wasn't the joke. The joke was that she was little petite and he was this giant monster, and they both had they were both.
She did have braces.
She never had braces.
She did too have braces.
She never had braces.
Look it up, dude. Look it up.
Look it up.
Cool.
I'll look it up.
But I saw a picture, and it was a picture of Jeb Bush and his wife from back when they first got married. And I swear to God, I'm not making a joke. I thought it was a still from Moonraker.
What, his wife looks
2
like?
feet taller. He's like 2 feet taller than she is.
The one that kind of threw me, and I'm not saying this is, I call BS too, Timmy, but the one that we were talking about at work like last week was everybody remembers Ed McMahon doing the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah.
Guess what? There is absolutely no proof that he ever did the Publishers Clearinghouse, even on the internet.
No, he did American Family.
Was that what it
American
was?
Family Publishers with Dick Clark.
I always thought he did Publishers Clearinghouse.
Same here.
No, it was American Family.
Interesting. But you know what?
Basically a knockoff.
It's funny, Tony, when you said Richard Keel, I was picturing Jed Bush's wife looking like Richard Keel and being 2 feet higher than him with the metal teeth and stuff.
No, she's this little.
I just thought that was a funnier vision.
You mean somebody actually married him?
Because he had the same kind of like long 70s hair, and she hadn't like started looking like the cleaning lady yet. She was still kind of cute. But I honestly thought it was a still from Moonraker. And Dr. Demento is retiring.
Is he?
Wait a second. I thought that he floofied like 20 years ago.
No, he's been doing his show all the time. I check out his
He still
playlist
does
all the time.
he still does a show?
Yeah, for till the end of this year. He's retiring.
No way. I haven't heard him since like 1981.
He's been doing it he's been doing basically a podcast for the last 20 years or so.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought he had a regular radio show.
Dead puppies aren't much.
That was a good one, but you know what? I was in the shower like a week ago and I couldn't get out of my head. My baby fell out of the window. You think that her head would have split, but good luck was with her that morning. She landed in a barrel of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen.
Or the other classic, fish heads, fish.
That was a
Barnes.
Lost
That
in
was,
Space Kid.
Bill Mooney.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that
Barnes
song.
and Barnes.
Bill Mooney and the
I don't think they're funny. I don't think they're funny at all.
And it is Mooney.
I was thinking of one the other day, Making Love in a Subaru.
Yeah.
That was from like 1980, and that was back when Subarus looked like big ugly toes.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, they were not pretty cars back then.
Here you go,
But he had
Timmy. You
one,
ready?
and I was trying to find it because we were all talking about junk phone calls. Donna was like getting like thousands of them in one day, and there was a song that was called. It was based on the movie theme Romancing the Stone. Remember Romancing the Stone?
Yep.
Ba 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 ba. Romancing the Stone, Timmy, you'd love it because the gal falls in a big mud hole. But
they went down like a mudslide.
Yeah, but the
Kathleen
parody was
Turner,
I'm not
yeah.
answering the phone. And I was looking for it. I sent Steve the artist name and all that stuff, but it's just not available out there that I can find.
Yeah, I think I remember looking. That was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Kathleen Turner, that was Man with Two Brains, where she fell in that mud, right?
Well, she did it twice.
She was in Romancing the Stone too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I remember Man with Two Brains. He threw her in that mud pit. That was pretty good. She really got good in that one.
Was that Steve Martin?
Yeah, it was a good movie, funny movie.
Never saw it.
Oh,
Are
I
you
have
ready
to
for
show
your
you that,
next
Steve,
fact,
if I
Timmy?
ever get it.
Yeah, let's have your next fact.
Okay. True or false? You were once a disembodied anus.
Maybe for a
Well,
Democrat.
false to me.
I think that is the first thing that forms when you're
Yep.
you divide.
It's
your cells.
true.
You're one cell, then you're two, and then you're a bunch, and you make a ball, and there's a hole.
Yeah.
In one end.
It's true. When humans develop in the womb, the very first thing that forms is the anus.
So we all started out as
makes sense.
buttholes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it makes sense because you got to have the way out. before
And
you
some
do it.
people never grow out of it.
Yeah. You never get yourself into a situation you don't know the way out of.
Yeah.
So you got to have the way out figured out first.
Pretty good.
We're all
I can think
This
of
guy
worse
back
things.
here
At least we are like not all born as politicians.
That's right.
But this guy back here, he says it's not for sale. He's going to fix it up someday.
There you go.
Oh, I remember. That's right. Yeah, I remember.
Well, Timmy, politicians, grow up to be, it's because we found our way out, So
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Carla.
I was a dinosaur earlier, but I was my sand went away and I was sinking in a tar pit. It looked like, so I thought I would change forms.
Well, it's more appealing. I mean, the dinosaur was cute too.
The dinosaur is cute, but I didn't like my land disappearing. You know what it was? It was Zoom was screwing up. It was somehow it thought I had a green screen.
Oh.
Well, that's what it should be. It shouldn't be thinking then.
It shouldn't think.
Maybe Zoom is part of an AI.
I'm sure they all use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to kill us. Mark my word. Next year, when we do this, 1 year from now, when we do BabbleGab, we're all going to be dead. And I'll say, told you so.
And we'll be
There you
replaced
go,
with
Timmy.
AI.
Huh? Because of AI.
Yeah, we'll be replaced by AI.
That would be even more depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Even being dead isn't depressing, but being replaced by AI and people thinking we're not dead is depressing.
You know, I have that jingle, and I don't like playing it, but it's funny. It says, "Another day closer to being dead."
Yeah.
Well, there was
And
already.
now I got a dude
YouTubers
outside. I already know. Oh, I'm sorry, Put's trying.
What was that, Put?
It's a little soft.
There was a YouTuber who tried to do his show all as an AI guy, and it basically sunk his channel.
Yeah.
People hated it.
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of hoping that AI goes crazy and berserk and starts rebelling against everybody now, where it doesn't have the power to kill us all.
The video of that robot in China going nuts.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, and AI is it's actually started blackmailing people that try to shut it off. I mean, it's happening already. All those dystopian predictions from 60 years ago are coming true, and it's barely even evolved. And it scares the shit out of me to think what it could be a year or two from now if it's not stopped.
Problem is AI is evolving itself. It's almost not even like controlled by us anymore.
I don't like that at all.
Who the hell created that AI stuff anyway?
Satan did.
Oh well.
No, it was that black guy, and then he.
Terminator 2.
Sure wasn't Elon Musk. That sounds like something he would do.
He didn't invent.
He's a different African American, Steve.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
A damn thing. He's not an engineer or any of that stuff.
You know what? We all grew up hearing this fact. True or false? The daddy longleg is actually one of the deadliest spiders on Earth, but its fangs cannot penetrate human skin.
I've heard that as an urban legend, and I
Yeah,
don't buy
think
it.
it's true.
Why would it?
I think it's false.
I'd say false.
False.
It's false on both counts.
False.
Yeah,
So
they're
it's not
perfectly
the
harmless.
deadliest spider on Earth, but its fangs can penetrate human skin.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, daddy longest can bite?
Yes.
I don't. But has anyone ever been bit by one?
Because how much can it eat? Why would it carry enough poison to kill something that weighs 1,200,000 times as much as it does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good point.
Mm.
And somebody on Facebook posted a picture of a giant scorpion. I'm thinking, at what point does you just start calling it a lobster?
Yeah, I knew this guy that was in the Desert Gulf War, and in the early '90s, and he said that you had to bang on a toilet seat before you took a do, because could be scorpions that were like lobsters on the underside of the toilet seat.
Scorpions weren't the worst ones. It was the damn camel spiders. Those little bastards.
Oh, wow.
Oh, were you out there doing that?
yeah.
I wasn't there for Desert Storm, but I've been in the Sinai, and they
You
live there
taking
too.
cyanide?
Yep, absolutely.
Makes for a good appetizer.
Yeah, pull up a picture of a camel spider, little bastards.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
we
in
get-
Australia, even the bunny rabbits will fucking kill you.
Huh? Bunny rabbit.
Well, we get these banana spiders out here in Florida that are giant. They're crazy looking.
Well, guess what? I ran across for the first time one of those Jaro spiders.
Are they the ones that go coochie coochie coo?
Joro. They're one of those invasive
Oh.
spiders that came over from Asia. I ran across one like 2 weeks ago.
How was that?
Are they,
It's a creepy ass looking spider, I can tell you that.
is it deadly or poisonous?
I don't know if it's. I mean, it's venomous, just like any other spider, but
Mm.
it was definitely the creepy looking little.
Mm.
Of course, last year, I had like brown widows in my garage. Those things are creepy looking.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of this guy, speaking of creepy looking, this dude's suit weighs more than he does.
Yes, it does. I mean, just the jacket alone probably weighs more than he does.
That's back when people were skinny and they weren't freak shows for being skinny, because everybody
Yeah.
was.
Sinclair, we need the dinosaur.
Well, I don't want to be the dinosaur because I was sinking in the tar pit.
Ah, tar pits, La Brea. That's actually my favorite Dr. Demento song, but it's so specific to Los Angeles, he didn't play it on his nationwide show.
What you doing, Pot?
Because if you don't
I
live in...
was thinking about
Sorry,
the,
You're thinking?
I didn't mean to cut you off, Tony.
No, I was thinking about the damn dinosaurs in the tar pits. I mean, were they like lemmings? Like, so one dinosaur jumps into the tar and the other ones follow him in or something. I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah,
is
I
going on?
visited that place once.
I've never been.
And yeah, the main thing I remember is a bunch of kids were rolling down a hill together. It must have been 12 kids rolling down this grass hill.
All I know is over in England or wherever it's at, they just had the running of the cheese, and that shit makes me laugh like nobody's business.
Did you ever see this? There's a YouTube video. It's been around for decades. Is this one in Scotland, I guess? There's this festival where people tumble down a hill.
Yeah, that's the running of the cheese.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
They look like
That's
they were
weird to
breaking bones and laughing. They were like,
Yeah, they are.
what are they doing? Are they on drugs?
Wait, that's in Scotland? I go to Highland Games all the time. I never.
I
seen
know it's
that.
over in the British Isles somewhere.
Yeah,
but
they were rolling. It showed like in slow motion. These people, they were falling down this hill like dummies, like mannequins. Their arms and they were just smiling and laughing. And I'd like, what are you doing?
They're chasing after a big wheel of cheese that's rolling down the hill.
Oh, that's weird.
It's so
Them
weird.
Scottish-
Yeah,
them
they
Scottish
didn't
people
look
are
like
really
they
weird,
looked like
Captain.
they were enjoying. I like they were made of like bean bags or something. It was so weird
Scott-
watching
yeah.
these people tumble down this hill.
Stop here, Captain. What can I do for you? I'm busy rolling down the hill. Could you leave me the fuck alone?
I'm chasing after some monster.
Yeah. There's a big pile of cheese. Oh, wait, that's just Mr. Spock. Never mind.
Oh, my. Oh, that's disgusting.
Dolphin Highland Games.
Oh, my.
The chasing of the cheese, or whatever they call that.
Oh my!
That's
Oh,
what it is. They're
boy.
chasing after cheese. I was wondering what the hell they were doing. It was just this video of these people tumbling down this hill, and I'm just like, that doesn't look. It's just they're doing something that looks very unpleasant and terrible, and they're all laughing and like it's like what the.
I'll tumble.
Tumbling is a weak word to use because some of them are like bouncing down.
I know, and all I can think is their life must be so miserable wherever they're living that their high point is, falling down a hill. I guess I guess I'm glad that I don't live there.
It can't be any different than the running of the bulls, or getting a bullhorn up your.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like fun either, but.
Oh, that sounds
But
fun.
the little bit of time I spent there, I can understand that might be the high point of their whole existence.
Hi, Put. How are you, Put?
I'm doing okay.
He's flirting with you, Put.
So what we ought to start here in Florida, Timmy, is the swimming of the alligators.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I stay away from them fuckers.
Well, I dress up as an alligator. I guess I could go swimming as one, but I don't want to go swimming with other alligators because they might want to hump my butt.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't want that to happen.
I saw
Oh my!
this video of there's this black woman, and they ask her, "Oh, how can you tell if there's alligators in the water?" And she goes on. She has this little dock, and she goes down to the end of this dock. She puts her hand into the water and swishes it a little bit. She goes, "You see how this water, is wet and all that?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." She goes, "That means there's alligators in there." So if you wanna find alligators-
That's pretty funny.
I can use the same joke about sharks in the ocean.
Yeah.
How do you know there's sharks out there? You see that out there? That means there's sharks out there.
The thing is that it's shark attacks and alligator attacks are so rare.
Yeah.
That basically they that's the Hollywood thing. It's just sharks and alligators are both. They just want to kind of do their own thing. They don't want confrontation. They just kind of want to do their own thing. I mean, sharks they'll bite a limb on a like an arm or a leg on a surfer because they look like fish or like seals, and generally alligators are basically the only people that have to worry about alligators are ones that have little dogs.
Yeah.
They will eat a little dog. Did you ever see? There's this video of it was a Florida. I guess it was in a subdivision, and alligators love those man-made ponds in the subdivisions. Well, there was this one in this backyard, and this alligator took a little dog that was on a leash. It grabbed it and went out into the pond with it. And this old guy, he gets out there, grabs that alligator and pulls its jaw and rescues that dog with the cigar in his mouth the whole time.
Yeah,
I saw that video.
I can't watch that. It just tears me. It just creeps me out.
Well, it doesn't. The dog was okay.
I know, but I
mean, it needed stitches, but it survived. But it's like just the fact that he didn't let go of that cigar was so badass.
Well, fuck the cigar. I was worried about the dog.
I'm sure he probably wasn't thinking about it. He just did what he needed to do.
I saw the video and I couldn't watch the rest of it. I just turned it off.
Oh, it's okay, Steve. The dog survived.
Oh, okay.
It just needed some stitches or something. But yeah, he went and got that. He pried its jaw open and got that dog out. And
I've seen more bears in Florida than I've seen alligators.
I believe it.
Bears.
Bears. I've seen 2 bears since I've lived here.
Oh yeah,
really?
where
I
at?
haven't seen any bears.
Up there in the Ocala National Forest, as you drive on 40 across there.
You just see them while you're driving.
Yeah, they're running across the road.
Yeah, we got panthers here and everything. Like, There's alligators at my doctor office. There's a little square pond that butts up against the building, and there's always baby alligators in it. And I've got video of one. They're like in the moss. That's like it's like, what is that algae that covers the pond? And I was filming, and one of them came up to me to visit. He was on the other side, and then he saw me there and kind of crept up to just to say hi. I've got the video on Facebook.
It was a gator?
Huh?
Yeah,
It was a gator?
Yeah.
Yep.
There were 2 or 3 gators in that pond at the time I had the video. It's just at the street at the corner of the, Steve, where the shopping center is at the kind of the main intersection.
Yeah.
Well, that's where my doctor office is, and there's a square pond that's butts up against the building, and whenever I go to the doctor, I always go gator watching. They're always there. I'll link you the video because of course you never watch that stuff. I link you guys.
So Tony,
somebody posted on Facebook. Susie Quattro turned 75 today, and they got a picture from her from back in the day, and now I understand why Timmy had a crush on her.
Yeah, I loved her as Leather Tuscadero. She looked hot.
Cute as heck.
Yeah, and
I don't remember that.
And Pinky Tuscadero, I couldn't stand her, but Leather Tuscadero was good looking. I don't know why I thought she was English. And then Phil said no, she's from Detroit, and I'm like, no shit. I don't know why I always thought he's one of those. It must have been that collider generator thing.
that CERN super collider.
Yeah.
The Large Hadron Collider, which collides large hadrons, whatever the hell they are.
I'll be right back.
Born in Detroit, early life, blah, blah, blah. Father worked at GM. Oh, okay. So her grandfather was from Italy and her mother was from Hungary.
What I can't get is that the one hit song that I know from her, and I didn't, it's like you couldn't escape it back in the early 80s, and Steve had never heard of it before.
Stumbling in.
No, not stumbling in. It's you Can't Give Me Love.
Ah.
You've heard it, haven't you guys?
I'm sure if you played it for me, I'd hear it. But
if you can't give me love, if you can't give me love, that sounded like Linda Ronstadt. It was a good song. And it was just like I couldn't believe Steve is so much into songs that charted. That's his whole world. I'm like, you don't know that song?
Did it chart?
It had to have. I mean, it's part of my past. It was
it charted with you. Did it chart on like the top 40 or?
Well, I listened to the same stations in Denver you guys did, so it had to be on those stations. They played it all the time. I mean, and they didn't play it so much I get sick of it, but it's a part of my memories. I didn't know it was Susie Quattro at the time. I was trying to find that song. If you can't give me love, it's a neat sounding. I'm like, who did that? And I finally found it was Susie Quattro. I'm like, oh no shit, Leather Tuscadero had a song that I liked, and she had one called 48 Crash. And I thought it was like a drag racing thing or street racing song about a car crash, but it was about men when they reach 48 or 49, something like that. They get that itch or something.
Well, it's like that. I'll tell you the song that, they said was popular in the 80s. I don't remember this song at all in the freaking 80s. Was that Kate Bush, Running Up the Hill? Running up the hill. I don't remember that song at all in the 80s.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, in California, they played the shit out of it.
Steve says yes, it did chart. Well, where did it chart, Steve? Because he knows all the charts. I don't pay attention to charts, but I do remember the song.
I have an interesting story about that. My 4th grade teacher, his name, believe it or not, was Mr. Lush.
Lush?
And, Lush, and he would tell stories about the guy that invented the orgone boxes.
The what?
Which is what orgone boxes.
You're getting closer to their mic, Putt.
Orgone boxes.
Okay.
Orgone, Orgon, which was kind of clever way of saying masturbation boxes. And
Sounds
the guy's
fun.
name was William Reich. And when she's talking about running up the hill, running all that, a lot of her songs are about that guy, which she shouldn't have really been writing about. But Mr.
Everybody
Mr.
has
Lush,
their switch.
yep. Mr. Lush would say, yeah, he guy couldn't drive for shit. He just aim his car at something and go that way, that direction, and then switch directions right at the last minute and all that kind of crap. And he was just a crazy dude that lived in my teacher's town. And that's where he invented the orgone boxes.
Yeah, it's Frank Capra.
Maybe it was. It was to lay in that box and do whatever you're going to do. And that was supposed to relieve all this stuff, that you had pent up inside of you. But basically, it was just gross,
Well, somebody posted a picture of that on Facebook, and they had the box and they had the lady sitting in it. And the one guy said that he got it for his wife. He knew it didn't do a damn thing, but it kept her quiet for 20 minutes.
What did Frank Capra
did you guys
direct?
ever get these educational films at school?
All the time.
They showed us this in the 70s. It's actually from 1957.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I liked those because it meant we didn't have to do school shit. You could just watch.
Exactly.
Steve said that song charted around 35. So, I heard it because it was part of my memories.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I exaggerated saying you couldn't escape it, but it's just like it's, something I remembered. I remember the song,
It's funny how regional some of that stuff is. Like, I never heard Wildfire. And you guys talk about it. The radio played it like every 10 seconds.
Well, it wasn't that, but I used to roller skate to it when I was a kid. Yeah, it's been a radio staple.
You mean Wildfire from John Michael Montgomery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like the version. And the version I remembered when I was a kid didn't have the chopsticks at the front of it. Remember that horrible piano at the beginning? It's like that's the only version you hear. It's like din, 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 din. So she came around one winter. So whatever I wrote lyrics.
Well, here's a follow-up: true or false for Putt's comment just a little while ago. True or false? The vibrator was originally invented as a medical device.
I would say yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Putt. I didn't mean to steal your answer.
No, it's fine. I believe it was. Yeah.
It is true. Orgasms were believed to be able to cure many medical ailments.
Well, that's still true today.
Yeah.
Well, no, heroin was invented by Bayer Chemical.
Yeah.
It was. They called it heroin because they said it made you feel like a hero for a while until you died.
I could picture that. And back to Wild Cow, that song, that there's some controversy about one of the lyrics where he said, they say she died one winter when there came a killing frost.
Mm-hmm.
So a killing frost just means you need to cover up the tomatoes. It doesn't mean that's a lot different than a blinding blizzard.
So maybe she was a tomato.
Maybe she was a tomato, or she went after her tomato named Wildfire.
Yeah.
But even then, it wouldn't explain why she floofied somehow.
Yeah, I guess she didn't.
She could have gone out there naked in the middle of the night, which she shouldn't do. Even
he actually lives up by Fairplay. I met him a few times.
Oh yeah, did you tell him his song sucks?
You can die of hypothermia if you're not prepared for it. It can kill you.
Yep.
Did you know just before you die of hypothermia, you actually feel very warm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that guy several years ago, that it was a Chinese guy or Japanese Oriental guy, and he was with his family, and they were in some national park in California, and they got caught in a blizzard, and their car got stranded on the road, a mountain road. And instead of waiting in the car with his family, he decided to go out looking for help. And
I remember this, yeah.
And they found his body like naked because he took all his clothes off because he was hot. He had that hypothermia. And it's like all he had to do was stay with them and get rescued. They should have made like a
it's
sitcom out of it or something.
Well, there's a great movie, a John Wayne movie called Island in the Sky, and John Wayne, he plays an Air Force pilot, and Eddie Devine is in it as a pilot too, which is funny as hell. And they get forced down around I don't know if it's Canada or Alaska, but up in the the Arctic region.
It was the Yukon, if I remember.
The Yukon, yeah. And one guy decided to go out looking for a way out or whatever because they had to force land, and the guy died in the snow, died of exposure. He was like 4 feet away from the tail of the airplane. He'd been walking in a circle.
You know, I went to survival stuff and stuff you still read today. Most people who die in the desert of exposure are actually found with water on them.
Yeah.
Because the people have been ingrained that, oh, you've got to save the water for emergent. No, drink the fucking water.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah. You got to, drink your water. You don't save it, you drink it, and then there you go. I like these outdoor channels where people survive outdoors, during the winter and stuff. And my favorite guy is called, his channel was called, I don't want to say Bush Boys or something like that, but
the guy up in Alaska?
No, he didn't die. He lived in Alaska.
No, the guy up in Alaska.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, and he does a pretty good job of staying alive. He knows how to do it. However, there was another guy they showed, and he never talked to the camera or anything. He just was, showing what he did, and he died of hypothermia because he couldn't find any shelter, and he didn't know enough to make a fire and all that kind of stuff. And he ended up dying, and they found his body like the next spring or something like that. And and he had just basically, he had a coat and pants and all that kind of stuff, and he basically just laid there and died eventually. And it was just kind of a tragic thing. It's like, while the other guy that, the outdoor boys guy, he would build a 4-star hotel out of whatever was around him. And he knew how to make fires, and he'd make these big ass fires and to clean out a place to sleep, and he'd get them going. And then, he'd, once he got them to the point where he wanted, he'd have a nice dry bed of coals laying there, that not to burn him, but just, he let them die down long enough so whenever he built his sleeping rack, he had the heat coming off these things. And that was one way he survived. He would do that. And he was pretty smart. I mean, so he was very, very resourceful when it came to being outside.
The YouTube channel is called The Outdoor Boys.
There you go. That's the one. He's
go ahead.
Taking a hiatus right now, but man, he would do just about anything he'd have that thing I described to you. Then he'd also, have windbreaks built around it and all of that kind of stuff. It was really interesting way he would do things.
Well, you guys went to South, so you know this. To graduate middle school and get out of the 8th grade, we had to do a winter survival course in the mountains.
Yeah,
and go snowshoeing. Well, before that trek, we had to watch a lot of movies and things about surviving and hypothermia and stuff. And they had this one. It must have been a film strip or it was something, and I'll never forget it. It was about a man and his dog left the camp or left their village, and somehow he floofied, but his dog made it back, was the story. But the thing is, the thing I remember most about it is the narrator said, was in his point of view, saying, it certainly was cold, he thought. He said that 2 or 3 times, and it's like, that's bad grammar. It certainly is cold, he thought. It's not, it certainly was cold, he thought. And it's still in my head, it certainly was cold, he thought. It's like, no! When I went in there, I was in the kitchen, and there was a lizard running across the counter and went behind the stove. It's a Florida thing, I guess.
Well, anyways, guys, I'm out, so.
All right, good to see you.
Good to see you, Gotch. Did Gotch Talker Putt? Did you see the film yet?
I have not.
I've got it downloaded. I got to watch it.
buttholes.
I just got busy.
Yeah, I'm out of here too.
All right.
So, all right, guys.
All right, fellers. Well, take care, fellers. Have a safe trip, Steve. Next week we won't have you here next week. So
yeah. Steve's going to Cleveland.
Yeah, gross. All right. Well, take care, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you next week on the BabbleGab YouTube channel.
Yep. See you, Wendy, and Carla, and Tedesco, and Laura, and whoever else is there. Last week I got a lecture about leaving Steve's chat too soon, and then Tony cut the show off before I could even say goodbye to our chatters. So.
Yeah, it seems like everybody was like I didn't want to be the only one left because everybody was like zooming off.
Anyway, take care, everybody.
It was a little premature. Sorry.
Okay, bye.
Bye.